We've seen all of the teams have fought it out, but today we're going to have another 6 matches where we're going to see have they really switched it up for day number 3, where 6 matches. Malvinus Gaming going up against Onyx, Incendio going up against Burn X Flash, MDH against Onyx, Burn X Flash against Blacklist International, Dota going up against MDH, and we're going to close it out with Falcon going up against Blacklist.
Game all the way. So I think that is just the nature of the current meta, and we get straight into it. Looking at the drafting phase right here, Kaja and Fanny, early game aggression being banned away.
Instantly, right? No hesitation because he's in the crowd.
So funny. So original.
I wonder who I got it from.
Yeah. Got it from your daddy, man.
King of
Looking at this, Kaja ban, Fanny ban. So it looks like Burn X Flash is really thinking about this second ban. I like it because as a first pick, blue side? As the first pick, blue side, you have control of how the draft is going to look like, because whatever you ban is something that they can take and it's something that you don't want, correct?
Mid control has been super important, right? And again, that just goes to show what you said. The first pick, getting that mid lane control with the initial first pick, whether it's the roamer, even sometimes the mage, if Yves is open, has been really crucial here at M4.
I think it depends on what you want to try and do, right? If you want to go for a bit of flex, maybe first pick, you can actually like play around a bit. But if you want to secure the prior heroes, being able to pick up 2 in the second pick actually has a bit of value as well. So it depends on these coaches and what exactly is their approach to this drafting phase. But so far, for Burn X Flash, it does seem like, as you mentioned, to control the mid pressure, and then maybe from there on, if you can combo that with a strong jungle, that just ensures a very smooth rotation of the 3-man roaming squad from the mid lane.
The Joy still a fan favorite when it comes to the bans here. We've only seen it 3 times, I believe,
2 or 3
here
times, yeah.
At M4. But I think he has a negative win rate so far right now.
And when Joy wins, it's kind of like not because of the Joy.
True.
I mean, like,
Right.
it's annoying, it's very hard to catch, but it's never really been the winning factor. It's not like a Franco, it's not like the Benedetta. So you're kind of there doing what you're supposed to do.
You're a distraction.
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of.
But I mean, we've seen Joy being
You're a
used in the
distraction.
jungle.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you guys are very distracting to me, actually.
Hey,
It's looking too good.
Oh,
Whoa.
you're cute, my guy.
Hey, but the Joy is also a very cute hero. But the issue is, I think it has so much more potential in a lane where you can actually bring that vengeance, because that just supplements the squishiness, one of the weak points of this Joy pick. But a lot of teams have been using it in the jungle where you're forced to be using a retribution, so you are more prone to just being bursted down and locked down with crowd control.
You know, something that I saw from Burn X Flash was that Fanny up against Falcon. And man, Chama is so good at this Fanny, right? I can't wait to see him play other heroes, other assassins in the jungle. We saw the Fanny. I wonder if he can bring out the Hayabusa now, or perhaps something like a Ling. 2 heroes that we have seen find a lot of success here at M4. But looking at Incendio Supremacy now, we're going to take a look at their final ban. Do they want to go for that assassin ban, leaning again towards respecting Chama in the jungle? Or they want to go for a different route here? And that's the answer. Yves. Mid-control has been the priority, and mid-control is what they are most scared of as well.
Yeah, Burn X Flash, they're really setting up for a glue here because they banned out the carry. And looks like, no, they are prioritizing on the 1-1 with a 100% win rate so far. But banning out the Eve, it looks like whatever Burn X Flash is gonna take, if they do want to kind of like force fights, having fighters, it's going to be great, but having a 1-1 in your lineup, I kind of feel like you need distractions as well to make it easier for the 1-1 to actually use their ult.
So disruptions. Heroes can dash in and just make sure that the opponents cannot actually sit in a proper front-to-back formation. That makes a lot of sense. But in the current meta, we saw the Grok being very, very effective at doing that. Just walking around, denying crowd control, and also just knocking everyone up with a wild charge. The glue, though, has been the more popular pick, but now it's at fairness as well. Being picked to remove a counter for the glue. But as we mentioned, Lafel, I think we did discuss that it seems very, very situational, and even when it's supposed to shine, it doesn't seem as strong, like a top tier pick.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is almost one of the situations where they're already familiar with what Premise is trying to do, and the ult being changed is not too bad for them personally. And I kind of want to talk about the glue as well, because I kind of feel like everyone is agreeing that glue is super strong. Has been picked up 4 times, but only won once, which is very crazy to see, because yeah, you're very strong, but apparently people have already found ways to deal with this glue, and looks like a lot of damage coming in from Burn X Splash, because picking up this Farsa, it looks like range will never be a problem. So even if 1-1 can't catch someone with her ult, you got Farsa to just burst them down with some meters coming in from out of nowhere.
You got Poke, you got a solid frontliner, and a 1-1, right? So far, it's looking like a front-to-back composition from Burn X Flash. Meanwhile, Incendio, they're building towards a dive composition here already with the Pheromones and the glue that really wants to just dive and split the team up.
Well, they're diving here towards a Fredrin, though. That's a lot of crowd control. And that combo, a Farsa and a 1-1, right? Everyone getting chunked down by the Federal Airstrike can allow for a very devastating crossbow of tank that can be transferred to multiple people. So if Incendio doesn't get careful with how they want to draft here, it's going to be confusing, but whoa, it's going to be a Clint.
I gotta ask you, Mirko, because yeah, you play the gold lane a lot. How does this matchup look like between the 1-1 and the Clint?
Clint has an insane advantage up against the 1-1, right? Obviously the range and the poke, and obviously just the base damage in the early game. Clint absolutely dominates the 1-1. Thing is, it needs to be a 1v1, it needs to be a duel. It almost never is a duel in the gold lane. You always have someone coming by towards that gold lane, whether it's the roamer, or if you're looking at Burn X Flash's composition, it should be both roamer and mid laner. They picked that Farsa for a reason. It's for that additional mobility with the Wings by Wings, and Clint's going to be very, very careful. He has to be very careful, because if he's not, he's going to be punished early on.
And as you mentioned, Mirko, the Clint needs to actually get an advantage in the laning phase. Otherwise, the pick becomes quite irrelevant in a sense. There's no real reason to pick it against that 1-1. So if in the early game, Burn X Flash just moves a lot of members, all this is level 2 even, they can completely shut down the Clint because they can read how the Clint is supposed to be playing. Unless Incendio has some next level mind games here, it's going to be very difficult for this gold lane to actually pay out.
Right now, looking at the ban, because they could have used the Lolita for themselves, so either they don't favor the Lolita or it's showing that they want to group up together, because so far, the Lolita has been used when going up against like a Nestus, like a Pheromones, where you know they will come together. So Lolita out of the picture, does this kind of show what kind of draft they want?
Technically, there is a possibility of the glue going as a roamer, like be placed as the roamer for the team.
It's not the craziest idea.
It's not the craziest idea. I mean, we're seeing 2 roamer bans already, right? That might be Incendio saying, hey, we already have a roamer, you just don't know it yet. Maybe you still think it's going to the XP lane.
It's still, a possibility, and the Pheromones can also still be flexed as well if you really want to. So this is the current meta, guys. You never really know what's going to happen.
What about the Clint, no?
The Clint as a roam?
Clint jungler, mid laner.
That's quite the old meta.
Toda would have done it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid lane, yeah.
Todak would have done it.
Lafel calling you guys out, guys, on the stage. But Burn X Flash will ban away yet another jungler. So it does seem like they want to have a bit of an advantage there, trying to make sure that with the quick roaming Farsa, they can combo that with a strong jungle that they can use to shut down the game completely. Although for Incendio, the Grok will be picked. Yet again, a hero that can be moved towards the row position.
Okay, so is it just going to be... no, Burn X Flash. I keep calling for the Estes, and the Estes has been picked up, as well as the Benedetta. Like, now we see all the 5 heroes for Burn X Flash. Arashi, like, what does this tell us?
I've seen this composition somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was Incendio played it yesterday or 2 days ago, and I think a team who became world champions used this composition to win the world championship last year. I think. I don't know.
It just seems uncannily familiar. I think so. I mean, it's just very balanced. There's a lot of front-to-back potential, but also a lot of ways for you to catch people off. So, I mean, if it has been proven to work a lot of times, there's no reason why they can't use it for themselves. So you can say it's a smart move, a very calculated move, but for Incendio right now, the final pick will actually dispel all this confusion we have about their roster, their lineup. It's going to be an Amon.
First time at M4 right now. That's a debut for the Amon and the Clint.
Yeah, I mean, Amon is kind of cool, but I do have to say, with the S's being on Burn X Flash and a lot of bursts coming in from Incendio, will Incendio have enough damage for a prolonged team fight, or will they try to pick it off?
I mean, if they get an advantage, they can burst down too
so
hard
cute.
for the healing to work. But
Hey, so cute.
So cute. He's supporting Burn X Flash. We saw some supporters as well for Incendio, but for both the compositions, again, quick fire predictions. Arashi first. Who do you think has the better draft?
ooh, I like Burn X Flashes just because of the flexibility, and I like to stay away from danger. So having a lot more range, I like that a lot. So I think I will go with Burn X Flash on this one.
I like danger. Incendio.
All right.
I like danger.
I think I'm leaning
quick
over
response.
to you too, man. I really like aggression, and looking at Incendio, that's what they're bringing to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dive in for match number 2, Burn X Flash up against Incendio Supremacy.
Looking at this game, if the aggression works, where should it work at? Because right now, looking at both teams, if they get... And wait. I saw the Grok with a marksman emblem, so it's going to be a lot of physical attack. And I guess this is a glue rover. Is this what's going on?
Oh,
So it is wait,
What is going on here? I think it is a glue roam.
I mean, you called it out.
it's not. It is a yeah. You're right. The
Right.
glue roam, and it's gonna be the Grok in the XP. We saw that Boots brought the high and dry in game number 1, but wait a minute, Apex gonna be caught here, forced to use the flicker. D7's already looking for the kill on the Estes, flanking around. But yeah. We've seen this before. It was Fluffy who used this build in Indonesia on the Grok XP. Weapon mastery, which means he's looking for that late game damage, technically, or the mid game damage, whenever he gets those items.
He's looking to scale with the items as best as possible. And yeah, the roaming glue, we talked about that, a roam going in, and he was trying to escort the Clint, trying to make sure that the Clint has a good lane. But as you mentioned, Mirko, the Farsa just comes in, becomes a big problem, and now Burn already trying to abuse the mobility and the speed of this Benedetta pick.
Oh, very good eye for an eye there, getting out of the endless shards. And Jama will just go for the gold buff, picks it up. And in the early stage, it's still just both teams playing it really slow. No real reason to go in for a crazy engagement. Right as I say that, though, Caster Curse, Shema jumps in. And Tenzi too gets the first blood in the mid lane up against Seacat.
Caster Curse is real, man. Every time we predict something, the exact opposite happens. And now with that pressure, they're going to go for that turtle fight. They have sustain, they have burst damage as well. So in the early game, this makes for a very dangerous combination.
Yeah, mid-game, Damash is what I want to see from Burn X Flash, actually, because they have the S's and they have a range advantage. So I want to see them pick one lane, win that out. Apex 47 is doing a lot of damage, but he's taking a lot of damage himself. He has to remember, as a roamer, you don't scale up quickly, so he's got to be careful when he goes for disengages.
Well, Incendio Supremacy are already doing a good job at splitting Burn up. It's still going to be ATM in the back line with the final blow here, trying to look for the steal, as TNT will still be able to get that Retribution down. ATM dashing all across the place, picking up a kill onto Rosa, as that's Apex 47, an alien caught by Burn X Flash, and it is a double kill picked up. Now, D7 gets a kill too.
There is 3 kills being picked up by the side of Burn X Flash, and that was a very bold play from Seacat. He just goes in with the wings by wings all the way, by point blank to the members of Incendio, knowing that they were on the back foot, enabling him to just land so much crowd control, so much more burst damage, and in the early game, this is what they can abuse. If Incendio wants to try and match them, it will be in that mid-game where the Cult Altar can be abused in the midst of those chaotic fights.
Well, Incendio, they're kind of like high risk, high reward kind of strat right now, because a lot of bursts, but because Burn X Flash, they do have the S's, it can mitigate a lot of damage. So looking at how it's setting up right now, looking at the emblems, even this S is putting a lot of stats onto healing, and that was a good burst. Can they do it over and over again?
That's the big question, right? Can they do it when an Estes is around?
That's the problem. Although they do have the chance of crowd controlling the Estes to mitigate that healing, but already rotations are being made. Incendio are trying to make sure that they exert their own will, but look at the response, just quick coming in from Burn X Flash.
Very good rotations here by Burn X Flash already. Again, helping the gold laner, Fury, who's not in a good matchup up against the Clint. But now it does seem like with both teams rotating towards that top side, both teams will disengage, but Incendio will actually still try to look for a commitment here with endless charge being placed on the Fury, but with D7 there, that answers your question. The burst is not enough just yet. Now it's going to be the Cult Ulcer placed in again. Chama going to be caught, but has the healing coming in from D7 as Apex 47 jumps in with the split, brings Chama back onto Incendio, and it's a 1-for-1. The Roamer traded in for the jungler. Oof. Still worth it for Incendio as the turtle spawns in to the land of Dawn.
It was one more weak point on Sunshine, so Fury almost used that crossbow of Tang, but that is what Burn X Flash can afford to do right here. Despite everyone rotating to cut off Fury from his team, the support comes in, the healing comes in, and if Incendio clumps together, you can see that the Feather Airstrike is devastating.
Right now, Burn X Flash, they're looking pretty good, pretty solid, even though Incendio has a small goal lead, but looking at this, Apex 47 wants to get a cash, but it's easier said than done.
Feather Airstrike by Seacat just to buy some time, poking him down. Alien going to be able to actually use the Fury's Dive. Wait, it's a kill over. ATM was able to find Tianzi in his own jungle, invading out of nowhere with the Petrify, gets that kill down, and instantly Incendio have lost turtle control. Unless Apex can make a miracle happen, doesn't look like it's going to happen though.
It's such a tough situation for Incendio right now because Burn X Flash, they have the superior poke damage and they also have the superior sustain. So unless Incendio can get a very decisive engage onto the members of Burn X Flash, it's going to be very difficult for them to even get anything. And even if they engage, they need to make sure that it's on D7 because as you mentioned, Lafell and Mirko, that healing is just way too much for them to deal with in this early game without any items.
Right now, I just want to talk about Burn X Flash because I'm your ATM right now. He's banking it on because TNC can't do anything to this guy. This Benedetta is causing a lot of problems, not just with damage, not just with the control in confusion, but actually being a target of getting bursted down and taking absolutely no damage. That's going to be demoralizing for Incendio right now.
That is what happens when your composition has a very short window of damage. If you compare that to Burn X Flash, the longer the fight goes, the more they have an advantage. We saw it earlier in the turtle fight, and I think Incendio understand it as well. They want to get in, get their benefits, you know, get the pick off, and get out before the fight gets out of control.
Good opening by Chama over to Alien, dealing some damage out as Fury's actually looking for all the weakness points, gets it, wild charge forced in. The crossbow Tang with the Inspire is going to be popped in, but Alien's still able to actually take all that damage, and the charge pop, but that's D7 with the healing. Apex 47 bringing him back right now with the Call Alter placed as well. Fury's going to be taken down as the Feather Airstrike will be popped towards the back line. TNZ taken low, and the Brazer's Wrath by Chama seals TNZ's fate. Apex caught, has the split, goes back in, flickering onto Seacat. Getting the stacks down, getting in as well, bringing him back. Alien now, following it up with the damage, and you can see the weapon mastery finally coming into play as the taunt comes in. Schmaz looking for the setup once again. Alien flickers out, gets knocked up, as that's another split by Apex 47. I'm your ATM, jumping in with the Petrify. Rosa flickering out. Rosa gonna be taken down with the final blow. Was cancelled out, and it's a shutdown for Sunshine. Now, guess who's back? Fury's back from the dead, but it's not enough, and it is both teams just disengaging.
Wow, they spent so much time trying to get into that fight that Incendio, they're able to wither most of the storm and then later on, finally use that Cult Alter effectively. That is not what Burn X Flash were looking for.
Let me just put into perspective how long that team fight was. Glue used the split, his ultimate 3 times, and Grok used the wild charge 2 times. Both ultimates. Imagine 5 ultimates from just these 2. That's a long team fight. That's a very long team fight.
I almost ran out of breath.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know, good job.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, you breathe, man. That's crazy.
I breathe.
you breathe good. But now it's Incendio that's on the back foot. They went for the turtle, but is that enough? Because Burn goes for the pressure, and now Alien is the one being targeted by Fury and D7.
Okay, that damage is pretty disgusting, right? You saw it. One attack with the power of nature.
Okay, so here's the thing about burst compositions, right? You always got to make sure that kind of everyone, or at least 2 members, are focusing on the same target. And I kind of feel like that's what's making Incendio's draft looks not so great right now, because everyone is targeting their own thing. Like, whoever's closest, let's go for the target. Now, TNZ and Rosa, they're waiting around the orange buff. Can they actually catch it?
Yeah, that's your answer right there. Seacat's going to be caught. Rosa pops the Call Alter again. just trying to get out of there with Sunshine backing him up. It does seem like Incendio will take control of the bottom lane, with Apex 47 acting as a roamer, but because he's so sustainable, he can actually act as an XP laner too, just be a distraction. I'm your ATM, try to go for the Petrify, jumps out with the eye for an eye, but gets gunned down by Sunshine, and that's the mid lane pressure being placed on by Incendio, and they get that top lane too. It's so good by Incendio right now.
They're winning in the structure department. They took the mid tower and you're moving towards the top tower as well. So with the control, they can look to face like this. And ooh, that was a very, again, dangerous attempt from Alien. And we saw this is what they do. They hide in the jungle, they cut you off from your team, and before you know it, you lost 2 members before the fight even begins.
Yeah, right now, Apex 47, I'm seeing that he's just more or less being a distraction. Of course, he would try to catch someone. TNZ just caught CCAT. And right now, it looks like, I don't know which items that really made the difference, but Incendio, all of a sudden, is like, yeah, let's fight. Like, let's just go for it. We can get the kills now, guys. Let's go.
Incendio have something against CCAT, man. He's been taken down 5 times, and TNZ has always just been on that. Apex 47, again, just opening up the map again, acting as a distraction as he goes in for the split, but will be taken down by the crossbow Tang. It's translated over to Rosa with the help of that final blow, dealing so much damage while Charge connects onto 2, but Sunshine's free hitting. D7 still helping the team sustain with a Appraiser's Wrap being placed by Tama to pick up a double kill. It's a 3-for-1, and Burn have turned around a fight 4v5 without CCAT.
That is insane. They're just going in so aggressively, and they get clumped up. CCAT wasn't there initially in the fight, but he actually made it there, and that is something you cannot do against his composition. We talked about diving in towards crowd control, and Burn X Flash has an abundance of CC that they can use to stop Incendio in their tracks.
Oh, Chima, again, taking some damage, but he is a Fredrin.
Yeah, right now, looking at the composition, right, I kind of feel like Sunshine is already on board. Like, I want to fight with you guys. So, Burn X Flash, they got to start focusing on actually getting Sunshine down first before they start fight. Because in this team fight right now, what's happening, Arashi?
Initially it was a cold altar, but again, everyone's clumped up so deep into each other, and their member that's been shining so far is TNZ. It's an assassin that can delete one person, but he cannot delete the whole team. So we saw that TNZ was able to do a lot of damage, but everyone else are still able to survive and do the damage, and eventually Incendio just run out of steam.
Right now, Burn X Flash, they're pushing in, and if I'm looking at mid lane. I don't know who's going to win this 1v1, but it looks like neither is going to win the 1v1 because now TNZ is getting pressured because everyone from Burn X Flash is moving towards mid. And I like this way of play. Focus on actually, moving together, actually using this SS to your advantage.
You just saw D7 and Fury build that Athena shield at the same time. They understand that right now, Incendio, they need to play around TNZ. If their main damage dealers or their main support can get deleted, that is a huge blow to their teamfight capabilities, and they recognize that. So with the Athena shield, it means that Incendio's TNZ will be having a lot more of a difficult time trying to delete all those backline members.
Yeah, right now, I honestly think at the 12-minute mark, it's time to transition, right? Your main carry was TNZ, but now it's about time to transition over to Sunshine, who has the damage, who has the weapon mastery as well. Apex, though, still able to actually get out of that with a split as Rosa tries his best to zone the members away. Both teams not really going to risk anything, not really going to commit to anything here in 12 minutes, still waiting for that Lord to spawn back in.
Right now, I'm actually just looking at TNZ because he is trying very hard to make sure that he is staying at the side of Burn X Flash jungle. And looking at the way that they're playing, I kind of feel like he wants to take out CCAT or Fury as fast as possible. Right now, Alien, he's alone. Can he actually get out of this? And it looks like Burn X Flash, they're not even sure where he is. They don't know Alien is there.
Oh, Alien. Oh, there you go. He's spotted here. He jumps in, looking at the power of nature, but will just use the wild charge to get out. Weakness point, the final one, not there just yet, but it is opened up. Alien isolated from the rest of his team. Fury has the crossbow tank, but will not use it, and that might be a mistake, as that's an endless charge placed onto him. Chwa's gonna be isolated, and he's gonna be taken down. The crossbow tank is dealing damage to himself with Apex on him with a split, and Fury now with no ultimate. It's gonna be ATM jumping with Petrify, finding the jungler, shutting him down. Apex running for the hills. The feather airstrike comes down to poke them down. Fury with the kill spree, chasing them down, looking for more weakness points on the board, but Sunshine comes in, gets the shutdown back. ATM loses his immortality. Rosa is all alone, and it's Burn who come out on top.
That was a long fight, a long chase, and Incendio went for the flank, but they kind of didn't really get the best re-engage onto that fight, and that allows Burn X Flash to buy a bit more time, and eventually, as we said, the Long Jonah team fights with the sustain, with the DPS, they come out on top, and it's so disastrous because the Lord is up at the same time. Incendio is still contesting, but it does not seem possible unless Alien can make something of a miracle play.
We've seen a miracle play by Grok many times before. He's looking for it. He has the weapon mastery for a reason. He steals it for Turkey, for Incendio, to save the game for his team. He's an absolute alien for that one.
I mean, you called it, man. We've seen so many miracle plays with the Grok. If you want to see it happen, like you do, this is why, you know, like Grok's one of my favorite heroes. But okay, that was an insane play. But Incendio, they gotta be on the same. I don't know, man. Do I even really want to be too smart about this? Because that's the highlight of the day.
That's the highlight of the day, man. Wow, unbelievable. I didn't think it was possible. I'll be real with you, but he proved me wrong, man. Alien saves that Lord play, and now with the Lord behind them, they have a chance to split up the members of Burn X Flash, and that will actually be very beneficial for their composition. They can get those pickoffs that's been very difficult to get when Burn X Flash is clumped up, working as a team together.
The comp works so well for sieges with the Clint. And with the Feather Airstrike being used up in the bottom lane, it leaves the mid lane susceptible to this kind of siege. You can already see it with the Lord taking the base turret down. It is going to be Incendio backing off instantly, still playing that disciplined game, not wanting to commit any further.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if they want to go inside the base, it's going to be very different. TNC, hello, I'm your ATM. Well, come on home, stay in the base. And that's what they got to do, because if they want to go inside the base of Burn X Flash, it's going to be very difficult for them to engage. So they got to find a way to split Burn X Flash up and then actually try to engage.
Exactly, when they're split up like that, that's when you can see TNZ just really take over. It is I'm Your ATM who was able to get a solo kill, but in this late stage of the game, against, you know, full damage Amon, it's going to be too difficult, but the engage comes in.
Alien again with a wild charge onto 3, and the power of nature just seals Seacat's fate. The Appraiser's Wrath did not find him, but Fury's going to be massive right now with a crossbow tank. A winner truncheon to bait it out and to get out. TNZ going to be caught low as Apex 47 jumps in, but Fury is still kind of away. Sunshine guns him down, and that's 2 on the board for Incendio, plus the base turret.
Okay. So pulling back to the game right now, 2,000 goal lead. Incendio, they got amazing damage, and right now Burn X Splash, I kind of feel like they got to find a way.
I love this game.
I love this game as well. You know, like this game is fire. I'm fire. You're fire. You called it, Arashi. And right now, Incendio, they have a lot of burst damage, and Burn X Splash, they're trying to burn things down bit by bit. And look, talk to me, Arashi. What does Incendio got to do? What does Burn X Flash got to do to actually close this game?
All right, for Burn X Flash, I think they have to try and get their sights onto Sunshine. Yes, TNZ is a problem, but they have items, they have ways to deal with that. Winter Truncheons, Magical Defense, Athena Shields, they have built that already, but Sunshine has been free hitting. He has 1 death right now. That is not okay. For Burn X Flash, the main damage dealer needs to be taken out, unless they want to lose in the whole front to back, because Fury on the 1-1 cannot just do the same kind of damage in a team fight like Sunshine on this Clint. And for Incendio, on the flip side, they can do what they've been doing right here, split up the team, ensure that the Estes cannot get full value from the blessing of the Moon Goddess, and beware of the Feather Airstrike poke damage. If it's down, if they can force Seacat to use it, they must do so.
Oh, that was such a good eye for an eye to get out of the Endless Charge, but the basic attack is all TNZ needs. ATM buys the Winter Truncheon, but it's not enough. It is not enough. 1-man disadvantage right with the Lord spawning in. And what is Incendio going to do? They started up instantly. I thought they were going to wait for the Evolved Lord, but no, they're going at it. They can't waste any time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Burn X Splash, they got to see this coming, man, because whenever someone wants to split up, it really doesn't matter who you find. You're definitely going to die. So really, move as a team. Try to put pressure, because right now, Incendio, they've reached their mark. They've reached their win condition. Burn X Splash, look at the game. Slow down. Move together. Stop getting picked off, because TNZ right now, he is loving this hero. He's loving seeing anyone moving alone.
And it's crazy that he's so aggressive. He sees I'm Your ATM alone, and he goes for it on the opposite side of the Lord. It's smart. It just catches I'm Your ATM out of, off guard completely. And now with the Lord, this is going to be the final sequence. They will be trying to look for it unless Burn can find something great.
Alien, what a play right there. But when nature comes in, it does not matter. Tianzi is targeting the base to secure the upper brackets for Incendio supremacy. Be proud. You have done it. Incendio.
Dude,
Beating Falcon and now Burn.
Apex 47, he did the heart. He's happy, but I can see his hand shaking. He's like, we won.
It was close.
We won, but dude.
You can see the pressure getting to them, man. It's such a great moment. It was so close, and it wasn't one-sided at all. There were so many moments where it was almost over, but again and again, this crazy plays happening from both these teams to keep the game alive. The fire burning. This is the fire game we've been waiting on. It completely delivers, man. What a game.
Go green.
Look
Go
at this.
green.
The analyst is like, PDFs, man, they don't change. I believe in numbers.
Well, we'll see right now because draft. Whoa,
Wow,
super
whoa.
fast drafts. What happened, man?
Yo,
we got
guys,
straight
chill.
into it. 3 bans instantly already. The coaches aren't playing, man. They are serious about this one. Both MDH and Onyx, so much stakes on them right now. So much pressure. Yves and instantly the Fredrin locked in with a carry by MDH.
Whew, this Yves pick, man. I really think, I might be biased because I'm a Yves player, but it's such a versatile hero. I mean, we've seen that in the previous matches, there were times where you can just build straight up a first item, brute force breastplate, or something like that, and you can still do damage. The base damage is so good, it's so spammable that without those damage items, you are still relevant. And the utility is just so solid after the changes in the patch.
Looking at the draft right now for MDH, they already secured their main win condition. So right now, how do you draft around the carry? And it looks like they're going for a Valentina as well as the Lolita. And the thing that I gotta say, right, on Dash right now, Valentina got nerfed. I kind of feel like it's a buff. Because you nerf Valentina, now it's being let through more often.
True.
Like no matter how strong you are, if you're always banned, you're not that strong.
Oh.
So right now it looks like the lane is getting picked up. I gotta ask you, Mercury, what do you feel about this lane going up against a Valentina Lolita as well as a carry?
Well, it's pretty scary, to be honest with you, right? The Valentina, the Lolita, they're really good actually at just stopping this lane. But the thing is, honestly, it's Kyrie. Right? This is his signature pick. He can actually use the Tempest of Blaze to dodge away from almost all the CC. From the Terrify coming in from the Valentina to the Suns and even the Luminon Blast coming in from the Lolita.
We're definitely going to see a lot of acrobatics required to even begin to have an impact in this game. But Onyx, they like it the hard way. For Vietnam, they have banned away the Franco as well, so we won't be seeing that aggressive posting that we've come to expect. But now for Onyx Esports, it does seem like they want to try and mitigate any kind of counter to the Ling or any kind of dive towards that back line.
Right now, because the Valentina is there, do you think that Onyx Esports, they really should be careful about their next pick? But before that, let's look at the comparisons between the King as well as Boots. We're looking at the average damage taken. The King has been absorbing a lot, 7,000 in average, and Boots 5,000 in average. But the thing is, the kill participation as well as the KDA, Boots has been doing well. He has been appearing in a lot more fights, and he doesn't die as often.
He's a killer in the jungle, right?
He's the killer.
Online in the jungle. In the XP lane, he really likes these aggressive heroes. We've seen the Lapu, we've seen the Grox. In ID, we really see a lot of like Pikitos, even Zyroth. For Boots, so far though, haven't seen much of that. I do think the Fredrin's going to be the one on Boots' hands here. But with the Masha ban and the Cho ban to finalize the banning phase from both of these teams, now we're going to say for Onyx Esports, they're still missing a roamer and a gold laner.
A roamer and a gold laner. I think crowd control for sure will help a lot. They already have Fredrin, but with a Numinum Blast always around the corner, having any kind of disruption would be very, very valuable unless they think that a gold lane needs to be picked up first. But considering that Vietnam already picked their own gold lane, it doesn't seem required. What? Oh, whoa, what?
No. I like this, all right? I like the Angela pick because you could mitigate or you could be aggressive in the mid lane. And why I like this is because I don't think they should actually draft any kind of disruption because look at MDH. They have a Valentina, right? If you pick a roamer that has game-changing crowd control kind of ability, then you're giving it away to MDH. So it is a double-edged sword. It's like, you want this. but you're kind of giving it to the enemy as well. Giving over
Right.
Angela, you're just giving like an extra shield to one of the members, which is still kind of good, but at least you do not stop the link. True.
But now there's a Benedetta as well as a Lapu. And now that shielding becomes a question, Lafel. If Lapu comes in, disrupts and nukes your backline with the help of a stolen hard guard, that could be a very tough situation to try and deal with for Onyx Esports.
Big question now is what will CW use? Wanwan's banned out. Usually he goes for the Beatrix or the Claude. We've seen some Brodies, but honestly, knowing CW, knowing how deep his hero pool is, if you're up against this kind of composition, just go for something crazy, right? You already have some physical damage, and do I call it here? Yeah,
Whoa!
There you go. That's what I'm getting at, man. Just go for it, right? You want to actually let these guys dive onto you because, hey, you are going to be able to dodge a lot with this Mon Force. And CW, again, unique hero pool, very deep hero pool. Utilize that.
I am not biased, but I'm hyped with this draft because Harif has been like again, he's been missing, right? And Angela has 2 targets. You can go to the Ling, you can go to the Harif, so they have multiple win conditions. So the Angela is not really restricted into one style of play. With that being said, MDH, they got their work cut out for them because they have 2 very mobile heroes that they got to try to catch. And again, it's not going to be easy because there's so much mobility, and the moment you feel like you're going to get a kill, all of a sudden, there's a shield.
Exactly, with the slow, with the healing, with the immobilize as well. And not to mention, right, the combination of a Ling and a Harith. If you're a backline member, if you're a squishy hero right here, what do you build?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dive into the land of Dawn to see if Onyx Esports can claim the upper brackets or if MDH will stop them in their tracks right now. CW with the Flicker, no Purify, Kyrie, not with the Demon Slayer that we've seen. Lings utilize. He's on that killing spree, and he enjoys that a bit more.
Yeah, dude, I'm calling it right now, MDH. If they can go aggressive, and I'm not just talking about simple aggression, right? Wait for the turtle and then try to get kills. Don't even focus on the turtle that much. Try to get kills, try to slow down what Onyx is trying to do, and then you're going to be at a very, very good spot because they reached their power spikes way earlier because they have 2 fighters-ish because technically Benedetta is kind of playing like a fighter where you want to dive to the enemy and try to dish out as much damage as you can. So if you can really use your draft very, very well, putting pressure early, then they could do something against Onyx lineup where they kind of want to scale up just a little bit, like 1 or 2 items.
Right, the fighter advantage that scales a lot faster. Being able to tank more damage, a lot more base damage in the abilities as well. That's definitely something that they can use. But in the top side, CW,
Super low. Kyrie gets the first blood. CW lives with 1.
Look at that grandma! Like legit, he should have gotten the kill, but RNG, man, sometimes it's not on your side. The range
wasn't hesitation. He flickered in because it looks like 1 hit was enough, but CW survived with such a small sliver of HP.
1.
It's unreal. Effectively 1. That is so unfortunate. And now tides are swinging towards Onyx Esports. 460 gold advantage. Not massive, but it all will add up.
Oh man, that was definitely frustrating, right? If it was me, I would have been tilted, man. Going for the Flicker under the turret, CW utilized the damage reduction from the first turret, and it was really good, right? You saw a bit of hesitation, I agree. I think Hehe would have been able to get that kill if he flickered a bit earlier.
Yeah, but right now, looking at MDH, they're starting to turtle, and this is what I want to see. I want to see some kind of aggression, but Boots in the front.
Oh, it's still Joga who wins out the retreat battle now with the King jumping in with the Bravest Spider. It is going to be Kyrie locked down by the Moon on Blast and the stun as the King picks up a kill on the back lines up against Boots. The King super low as Kyrie gets some HP back from the hard guard. It's a 1-for-1, but it's worth it for MDH. They got the turtle.
They got the turtle, and they traded their EXP lane in the process. Later on, it might be a concern because, as we mentioned, the EXP lane right now is so critical to the macro maneuvers. So if they maybe let the King fall too far behind, he might get dethroned, and that would be a very tough situation if they're going to contest for the later objectives.
I like what it did. I just want some kind of adjustment because just now the King went in alone, but I kind of feel like if Gennard and Midnight Help followed up with him, like just dove in as well, like kind of disrespecting Onyx, it would have been a little bit better because, again, Ling has a lot of mobility in the early stage of the game, but not enough damage. And look at that.
Oh, CW's gonna be caught here. Doesn't have that Purify. He is going to be chained down with the stuns coming in. Sans finally rotates up top, but it's a bit too late. CW falls, and that's him missing on that gold minion.
No gold income from that lane for him right now, and that was such a good engage.
Beautiful.
Coming in from the undetected bush for Nart. This is why the Lolita is just so dangerous and so oppressive as well. There's a lot of stuff that Nart can block on that bulwark, and of course in the early game it's deceptively high damage to clear the waves as well.
I want to pay attention towards the Harvey because the mystery shop gets you items a little bit easier, a little bit faster, but look at this. He's putting points not only to the penetration, but also to the cooldown. So for you to be able to dash a lot in the Zaman Force, you need at least around 33% cooldown. So if you build the cooldown boots as well as the Calamity Reaper, you can already go very, very aggressive. So he's going to get his power spike way earlier compared to MDH.
Now there's a question from me, right? Should have CW, I don't know. CW went for Flicker. Should he have went for that Purify?
I feel like considering that there's two massive engages that are kind of telegraphed, it's not required, but it could be used as MDH goes in.
That's a lot of resources placed down already. Need my help. Gonna use the real world revelation. 2 real world revelations popped in as Kyrie jumps in with the Tempest Blaze now, targeting towards Need My Help, but it's gonna be Kyrie stunned up. Still able to dash out with the Finch Poise and the Defiant Blade, but it's a 1-for-1. Mid laner for XP. Kyrie opting to go for the trade onto the purple buff instead of forcing and committing onto the turtle.
The efficiency of Kyrie, though, understanding that, okay, we don't have control over the turtle pit, we might as well go for something else. And on that Ling, what can be more valuable than that purple buff? He goes in straight for it, and it's not ideal, but how quickly he makes the decision is very, very impressive.
Yeah, again, like Kyrie is a different beast whenever he's using a high mobility kind of hero. Makes it very difficult for MDH because even though like the Lolita has been catching a lot of people off guard, but going up against a Ling, it's not a secured catch. And right now, Gernard goes in. It looks like they're going for Onyx.
Okay, Zaman Force popped into the back line. It's not going to be taken low. Samo's still surviving, but will be shredded down. A CW looks for some more damage on the Hehe, who's still able to survive. Kyrie picks up a double, and it is going to be a 2-for-1 for now. Joga clearing out that way, but look who's here. It's the King, who's not able to do much here. Oh my god, that damage from Kyrie! Picking up a monster kill, and Joga's gonna be next on the chopping block. Kyrie with a Tempest Blaze now, looking for that kill, but will not be able to get in range. Samo just walks by, sends some love.
Sense of love literally his way, and that is the speed that Onyx is playing with right here. They're abusing that Link pick, and if we take a look at the items, the Berserker's Fury has been built up. That is why the crits were hitting kind of hard, and of course, with a Vampiric Scepter, he has a bit more sustain, so it's not as easy to take him out, but Boots now is the target.
1 HP from Boots, gonna be shredded down by Hehe as Kyrie tries to look for some sort of trade, but it will not work out. It's still just MDH getting that kill for free. Meanwhile, the mid lane, final blows gonna be popped into the back line, and CW jumps in with his Zaman Force all the way, dodging everything, but he's gonna be terrified here. CW still flickering out, getting out of harm's way. Wow, that was an insane team fight. I was about to say, CW, bit too aggressive, but it works this time.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the way that Onyx is playing with their items is very, very impressive because looking at how Kyrie is itemizing for himself, because he actually used the new attack speed items to make sure that he can farm a little bit faster, but the moment he has the Berserker's Fury, he is not shying away from the fight. Like, right now, he is almost optimal in terms of the way that he's using the timing with his items. And the same thing can be said with CW because like I said, he has enough cooldown, so if he sees an opportunity, he can actually go for it. He does not need to wait for the second item to really be effective.
Joga again with a final blow, but it's going to be the turtle canceled out. Joga forced to use that eye for an eye on cooldown now. The Sans pops in, that real world. Kyrie, beautiful Tempest Blaze to get out of that one with the help of the hard guard. Now, he's going to be able to try to sustain back up as CW zones them off. Oh my goodness, CW jumps on to 4, and nothing is going right for MDH here. The Praisers grab as well. CW looks for the cleanup. Need my help, needing some help now, but it will not be enough. CW picks up the kill. He's looking for the shutdown from Hehe.
That is unfortunate. CW greeting out to try and make an outplay onto Hehe. Unfortunately, he just gets taken out. That's a shutdown at the hands of the marksman. But look at Hehe now.
Another shutdown.
No.
And it's a godlike for Kyrie, who's now 7-0-1.
Dude, like Kyrie right now, he's taking...
He's mad.
He's mad. No wonder when I saw him, he had a very big grin on his face because he's like, the coach says Ling, I'm happy. But yeah, like, you guys probably can't hear this, but we're here, and the crowd, like, the way that they reacted when like, CW stayed a little bit too long and he died, I was like, oh. Like, I like the synchronization, and then when Kyrie gets a kill, it's like, ah.
You can hear the home crowd advantage right here. But CW, he's so aggressive right now because, yes, he needs cooldown, Lafel, but he did build a holy crystal already, so...
No, he doesn't need it anymore. It's like, yeah, I'm just going pure damage, man.
Exactly. He thinks that the mobility is sufficient. Now, look at that burst damage. Right, aside from Ling right here, the side of MDH needs to be very, very careful because the Harith can very well perform like an assassin in these pick-off situations.
I mean, you said it, right? Onyx have the home crowd advantage, but if you look at the live chat, MDH definitely have the support of the live chat. Everyone's just spamming Hehe right now.
I mean,
are they just like...
No, they are supporting from MDH.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. Like, everyone here watching Mobile Legends Bang Bang, they just really like very, very good games. Isn't that right, Mirko, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
for sure.
And right now, looking at the game, it's not even that big of a difference because no matter how much we see Onyx is performing mechanically, the goal difference is just 3.4K. That is a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely comebackable.
It is comebackable. Kyrie trying to make a play here on the other side of the map. Again, he is a Ling. He's super mobile, especially now that he's been getting all the purple buffs, right? No one's been able to really invade and contest.
Right now, Sans is just zoning people away as CW slowly but surely chips on that Lord. It's a great mind game here because Kyrie is on the top side of the map. If you just look at the vision, you wouldn't expect that the Lord is being taken, but Onyx, they're just showing MDH different looks. And now when they go for the Lord, actually, MDH are just not convinced. They're not sure. And Onyx might just sneak this away.
Well, we'll see, right? A miracle play can always happen, and Nart is looking for it.
Wow.
But Kyrie just seals it again with the cross-map plays, with the wave manipulation. They're able to just, again, suffocate MDH slowly but surely after getting that lead.
Right now, honestly, I'm looking at the situation. Even I'm drawing a blank. What can MDH do? Because the way that I see it is, if Onyx somehow doesn't kill, right? Like, he would eventually outdamage them, but because I kind of feel like it's kind of in a situation where you definitely can't catch Kyrie because the way that he's moving is a little bit too fast. But Gennard gets caught.
Sans gets the hard guard, but it's going to fall right now, and that's Need My Help like he pops into real world inflation. CW now looking to look for a big play, but it's going to be caught down. Two members, the damage dealers from Onyx Esports losing their life as Kyrie jumps in onto three members now. It's still Samo alone in the top lane with the Lord, looking for some play, but Nard's going to be able to stun him up. Joga looking for more damage to follow it up, but it will not be enough. Onyx Esports got the Lord, but again, nothing on the board.
I'm sorry, did I just caster curse myself? It's like, I don't see any way, but the King, 1v1, Kyrie, legendary.
A fist fight in the bottom side
it's a sword
there.
fight.
Fighter against assassin, by the way, doesn't even matter. But we did see that early on. CW, he goes in aggressively onto multiple people, but Kyrie isn't even done yet.
Oh, the Tempest of Blades was popped in, and Kyrie uses the same. Hey,
bit of a trade.
That was honestly just style points for both of them.
I mean this in the most respectful way, but monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see,
that
monkey
is in the most respectful because that's
Valentina's ult.
Yeah, but that's a proverb.
I am you.
Yeah,
it is a saying, but now looking at the items, CW has the concentrated energy. If early on he goes in and he gets taken out, now with the extra bit of sustain, with the Fed of Heaven as well, he's going to be able to actually be a lot more survivable. And keep in mind, while all this is happening, Sans has the Glowing Wand, Ice Queen's Wand combo. He went for the book, like you mentioned, Lafel, but the Jedi Talisman will allow him to just be so obnoxious. And right here, if you're MDH, you have to be concerned about the Yve, the Link, as well as that Harith, and it's just such a difficult situation.
I just want to point out, looking at Link's goal, 11,000, right now it's 12 minutes. He's almost hitting that 1,000 gold per minute mark. Kyrie is getting a lot of gold here by getting kills as well as farm.
is forming heroes.
We've mentioned, again, well, you've mentioned, LaFell, that this is still comebackable. It's only a 5,000 gold lead, and if MDH are able to actually withstand, pull it to the late game, they might be able to do it, but now Kyrie jumps in onto 5 members with the hard guard. He's going to be all there, dealing everything, picking up the kills with the help of the team. The King jumps in with the Bravest Fighter, and Joga rotates too, but it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Onyx Esports as the Lord spawns in.
That was such a unique engage right there. They go in with Kyrie, and as everyone is just distracted, Sans comes in, drops the slow, and uses the real manipulation, and that effectively just corrals everyone from MDH to such a difficult situation. They're able to escape, but they lose Hehe, which is like the core key member that they need to rely on in this late game. With that, that's a free Lord. And Onyx play for the Lord in particular is just so good, so creative, and so solid.
I would say like that was almost too easy because they didn't even really have to focus on any target because even their like focus attack kind of feels like an AoE at this point because Kyrie goes in, he hits 3 people at the same time. And then, like, when CW engages with Zaman Force as well, his Chrono Dash is actually hitting quite a lot of people. So that's why it ended so fast. The burst damage is a lot, but the fact that the burst damage hit on 3 people at the same time, that was unfortunate positioning by MDH, making it easy for Onyx.
Uh-oh, Joga here. Okay, still able to get out. Again, that's that tank Benedetta build that's really helping them out here in a position where they are behind 8,000 gold. But again, this is the question I want to ask. MDH, you said it's still comebackable. Now, is it still comebackable? And if so, how do they get it done?
They have to wait for overextension from Onyx because they cannot outrange Onyx at this moment. So if Sans uses the world manipulation, that already zones out Hehe, the main key to victory, away from these big fights. So they have to wait for a base play for sure. But Onyx, they're way too smart to make a mistake. But look at that!
Boots jumps in, finds 3 on the taunt, and the Now Blast will be popped in, but it only finds Boots. CW with Zaman Force just dashing all across the place. Kyrie picks up a legendary. Joke is going to fall as well as Kyrie wreaks havoc in the backline with CW, who's looking for a triple kill. But it is all that she wrote. Onyx Esports, once again, they want the upper brackets. They'll break the curse, and they'll move on from the group stages.
I mean, look at that, man. Like, sheer confidence moving all across the map. It really shows micro and macro play is strong, but they put in a little bit of spice in there. It looks like MDH, they couldn't handle the heat.
I would hate to be any team going up against Onyx right here because as we mentioned, there's so many things to watch out for. You said it yourself, Rafael. Everything begins so quick and ends so quickly as well. Who do you try and focus? Who do you look out for? Because everyone can be a threat, and Onyx is so good at switching it up. They feint out, they show you one guy, they use the other to take you out. And when you can do this again and again, that is a huge mental strain in your strategic thinking.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Onyx, I kind of feel like this is
that
great.
goes into this. So now going into the draft, we'll see how much of a priority goes into that gold lane if we're going to see hard picks on carry. Hell, if we're going to try to revive Beatrix win rate. As we go into the draft, it's a best of 1. It's Burnex Flash on the play. Blacklist answering back. There goes the Benedetta, the Valentina. Glue taken out by Blacklist. And there's a carry.
Oh my god. As we all know, well, in M4 particular, carry has been so prio. And for a reason, its win rate is so high that let's see, for next Flash, can they take advantage? Are they aware that Blacklist might just ban out that carry? Now, for talking about the drafts here, D7, like we mentioned earlier, they like to use the Initiator tanks, Initiator roams, but we saw Estes, and he performed well.
Now that's the thing, right? So we're seeing all these members from Burnex Flash already developing, right?
Yeah.
Because we're known to see that D7 likes the initiator tanks, but it came up with a healer, and that's something that perhaps Blacklist needs to keep an eye on. As we're going to take a look at the last ban from Burnex Flash, it is going to be the Theramis taken away, and this is a few options here. Joy has been left open, 1-1 as well, but Blacklist sees that 1-1 was a comfort hero for Fury, and so they're going to take it away here in the first phase.
A lot of prios indeed here, Leo. So, Joy, you're right, and perhaps Eve is also open. Now, Burnex Flash, what are they going to side here? Because again, in the hands of Haji, that Eve can be very, very deadly.
Oh yeah, you're looking at a huge mid lane matchup. And Haji's Farsa is very key. I think you just have to make sure that Haji Farsa is safe from a possible lapu-lapu or something that can really dive in the back. Even Kaja, heroes like Kaja are going to be super important here in the draft. But what exactly does Burnex Splash prioritize? You also got to consider what's coming back from the swing back, right? There's the Joy, of course.
Yeah. Burnex Splash, the Joy is very prio, and of course, Joy M4 win rate not too convincing, but I guess with a strong pilot, they are confident. But, Blacklist, they respond quickly. You talked about Kaja, I talked about the Eve, and there you go. A hero for potentially Venus and Haji.
The thing about what we're seeing on stage right now in terms of the drafting phase is the fact that Burnex Flash has way more flex. We have no idea where this Joy is going to go. Initially, we thought the Joy was more of an EXP laner, perhaps a roamer, but we've actually seen her in the jungler as well. And when we look at Blacklist, we know exactly where these heroes are going. It could be a flex here from Kaja. It could be on the hands of Venus once again, like the last time they played. Or it also can be a Kaja jungler.
See here again the response for the side of Burnex Flash. I feel like they can secure a marksman here early on before the second phase just to have that damage dealer. But they looks like they are going to prioritize that Akai and as well as Xavier. So what they're saying is, yeah, Joy still flex Akai again. Can be put in the roam or the jungler, but that Xavier, good counter, a good matchup against the Eve, but a fast response again here, Leo.
Yep, they know exactly what they're going into. I like how Oheb here picks up the Claude. I mean, no question. I don't think you want to flex a hero as important as a Claude. Actually looking up what the Claude has been doing so far, but just off the top, right? You have players like Gusta Lagusta doing so well with it from RQ Akira, and certainly you can say that Claude is doing well. Sitting at about 60% win rate. 60% win rate on the Claude these days in M4 group stage. I'm liking those odds. But for Burnex Splash, I gotta say, there's really not much of a flex when it comes to the jungler, because if you want to be tricky and cheeky against Blacks International, this is not the time, because that Akai has to definitely go into the jungle.
Yeah, true, I agree. And okay, Blacklist International, straightforward attempt here. Beatrix banned. What do you think about this, Eterna? Because it seems like from the composition, Blacklist, they are quite straightforward. Eve with the utility, Kaja for that crowd control. Burnex Flash, though, it's still quite up in the air.
That's a good point here. And I also wanted to bring out the fact of why they banned the Beatrix, right? We saw it being played once in the hands of CW. It didn't work too well. I do feel with adjustments that she's experienced so far, she isn't as a reliable gold laner as she used to be. And when we're talking about what you mentioned about the composition coming in from Burnex Flash, they need to be able to defend that backline, because as we all know, Xavier dishes out a lot of damage, but he's also very susceptible to heroes that can rush into the backline. So we see a Fredrin being banned, makes sense, and I think perhaps the next time they're going to go for the same route as well.
Yeah, they're going to slowly choke out King Wise's picks, right? There's already a Kai on board. They took out the Fredrin. The Valentina has already been banned first phase. I would not be surprised if maybe this was a Grenadier, one of those pocket picks that Wise debuted in the MPL Season 10 playoffs. So maybe, but what's left here? What's left for Fury? A Harris?
Exactly.
A Clint?
Exactly, 4
Brody.
marksmen. Oh my god. Perhaps some Brody might come through. But what an approach here from the side of Blacklist. 4 marksmen banned out. And again, yeah, Fury. What are the options left? But it seems like they should saw this coming. They should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
Let's see. Burnex Flash, one last ban. Are they going to commit to a potentially jungler? Are they going for the hero for Wise?
Yeah, no, this right here might even go last pick. Wise has a hero pool about the size of a dictionary.
I agree.
Right? You know, he can make Layla work in the jungle for all I care. But I think this is going to be an Edward pick. On the swing back, definitely. Let's see what Burnex Flash has in...
Lapu.
Oh, yeah, see, that's why. They wanted to make sure that whatever Ivy Radium was going to bring in, he was at least choosing his poison. So no Fredrin, no Lapu Lapu. What does Blacklist come in with? I'm guessing this has to be an XP laner.
I honestly think a Masha wouldn't be too bad here, because the Masha could rush the Xavier in the back line, and it would be very difficult to protect him without any sources of CC at the moment coming in from Burnex Flash.
Or a pack.
Exactly.
Maybe a pack. Like those 2 heroes can find angles
Yeah.
onto the back line.
You're right. I think I like the pack more because it's just more not one-dimensionally, but okay, Yuzong
okay.
can work here. I like the Yuzong pick. It can go immediately towards backside
Straight
of that
line.
Savior.
Straight line.
Yeah, forcing that Savior perhaps pop the spell and perhaps run, retreat. Now Burn X Flash. Last two heroes, what do they need? They need a marksman. They need a solid one. I feel like they lack DPS. So with the marksman, a lot of the marksmen banned out, what are those left?
They need a marksman and a roamer.
Honestly, Melissa could work here.
Melissa might work.
Because right now, Blacklist has so much dive that the Melissa, with her go away, it could actually help her in those team fights.
I'm with you there. Maybe even a solid alternative would be a Clint if the Melissa is a little too cheeky. There was a time in the past maybe 3 months that Melissa was a big, but no. We're going to go ahead and pick up Brody, who got a small buff in the recent patch, and then channeling a little bit of those Matilda Airlines vibes. Matilda has been here and there here in the group stage, don't you think?
It's a little bit a shaky hero as well. In the M4, win rate not too hot, but I guess, again, Matilda provides with that guiding wing, can assist a lot. And of course, that extra quote-unquote flicker might just get your team easy to disengage, easier to engage as well. But now, let's see, the final pick. They need a jungler. They need a hero for Wise.
Jungler or roamer?
It's going to be a jungler. Oh, unless this is
Kaja.
going to be Kat Jungle.
There you go.
You're right. Kaja will
No.
Wait.
This could also still...
Use
never
on-
mind. All right, too cheeky. No, I was about to say Jungle Angela. Nothing is impossible, all right?
It's Blacklist.
Yeah.
Blacklist.
But yes, the Kaja is going to be pulled into the hands of Wise, going to be supported by Oh My Venus on the Angela. So both compositions have been set in stone here as they're going head-to-head into the land of Dawn. But before we get into it, any quick predictions?
Looking at their lineup here, this is so Blacklist. I gotta say, this is so Blacklist. And with that Angela pick, I can't remember the last time I saw Blacklist field an Angela, but this is Ube across the map.
All right.
Yeah, V can be anywhere and then just jump in.
Well, I expect a slow early game here. Perhaps pre-4, nothing much will happen. But perhaps after 4, especially level 8, that is just all-out war from both teams. Let's see.
All right, going into game 1, in the best of 1, it's Blacklist International versus Burn X Flash. Folks, mind the rotations here. Where do these junglers start first?
Welcome to
It seems like,
Mobile
okay,
Legends.
Akai and as well as Kaja will start from the bottom. So Akai will have that orange buff, but Blacklist will prio that purple buff. So rotation-wise, they will meet top side in the first few minutes.
Oh, this is interesting, right? Because like you mentioned, there's not going to be too much of an early game here because most of the heroes that both of the teams have opted for are going to be reliant on that level 4. We have the Xavier who needs that dawning light as well as Haji with the real world manipulation. So in the early game, they do have a buff for Burn X Flash because they brought the Matilda. It is going to help them to clear those waves, but the way that Oh My Venus is rotating here.
Oh yeah, no, the Queen started early. I'm your ATM getting in a Wise's face. Little Wanderer going over. Retribution used very well here. Kaja securing it. That's a small advantage for Blacklist.
Both teams are doing their job, right? Poking, trying to deal damage, trying to give out information as well. But oh my god, see that? What was that?
Flicker.
Oh no, he's a little too forward. Oh, gets that love strings on, but could not get the stun.
We're going to see, right? Because in terms of a gameplay, Blacklist, they're really used to these slow-paced games where Burn X Flash, they're notoriously known to try and end things early. So if this goes onto a follow-on fight, but
Zicat. Oh, great use of the guiding winds. Thank you so much, D7.
he needs to be careful at this point, right? He missed the flicker in that early part. He was a little bit too forward in his positioning. Luckily, D7 was still able to get him out with a guiding wind. But if that continues to happen, Blacklist are definitely going to be able to capitalize on those mistakes.
And that is why Matilda is quite prio here with the saves, with the assist, with that guiding wind, can come to clutch when your team needs it. Okay, first hurdle, you can see your top side is already both teams are already rotating top side.
That's an early use of the Black Dragon form here. Edward jumping on to Sion, and here comes the Heart Guard. Can Sion get it? Oh no, first blood drawn by the Queen. Turtle here gonna be taken by King Wise, and there's an early dawning light. One problem I see for the Burn X Flash lineup is already they are behind when it comes to range. Usually Matildas are used to try and move around your main damage dealers, but here he's been using it to try and save a Seacat who's a little too forward. So already in the early game, it's very tough for Burn.
Which is quite interesting, right? Because Seacat is on a Savior, which, well, his ultimate can be used globally, but now I'm your OTM trying to somehow steal. Cheeky move, but of course, with that retribution, he is able to receive it. Now, Blacklist, textbook Blacklist here. First 3 minutes, Turtle, only first blood. So I guess Burn, they need to be careful not to get driven by the gameplay of Blacklist International.
When we're talking about tempo here, it does seem like Blacklist is still playing safe. They're not looking for anything too crazy because they also understand that they need to wait for their power spikes to happen. Whereas Burn X Flash, they're going aggressive.
Oh no, heavy spin on the Angela. Hitting that. Venus falls, that's already a kill. Seacat in trouble, committing the flicker. Oheb with the blazing duet. And that's already another one going down. Can they get it 1 for 1 so far? Oh, this is a good time to disengage. I'm your ATM. Got him. Oh, this is something that I think we haven't really seen so much of. They're not done yet. Oh, Black Dragon form. Oh, did they call off the Heart Guard? Or they're still in there? He's still in there.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're behind enemy lines. Coming in. Can they get a punish? Sion goes down. Edward gets the kill. Seacat gets a dawning light. Not enough damage on the Savior just yet. They're not yet done. And they're going to back out.
Wow, what was that? Eterna, what happened? A lot of team fight with Blacklist came still on top. They established a 2,000 gold lead, and of course, Oheb here farming gold. Oh, 2v1. Fury might be caught.
Oh, puppet on a string. Fury's in trouble. There's 3 members here. Gets that Void Crystal up. D7 to the rescue. Oh, they're fine.
The problem was that Burn X Flash, they were caught in the way that Blacklist was trying to set that team fight, but why?
Divine Judgment onto ATM. They withdraw his life away from him.
Beautiful.
Cash money.
Beautiful, beautiful by Blacklist right now. They're really good at splitting things up. For the moment, we can see that Blacklist has been getting way better trades, and we're going to see what happens here around the Turtle.
Oh, I thought they were going to clutch it. Sion with the heavy spin. He really did try. He really did try, but couldn't find that angle against the Kaja.
Still a Blacklist game here, it seems like. 2,000 gold lead. Burn X Flash, what can they do? Realizing that they sort of lost the early game here. Item-wise, they are slightly behind. Take a look at the gold here. Brody, 3,000. Meanwhile, Claude is almost 4,000. So even Oheb got to DHS. So again, Burn X Flash, they need to pick their fights because right now, it's not looking good.
Oh no, Fury, can he survive? Haji keeps him in place for Oheb to clean up a dawning light just to check if they could get a cheeky kill in. Oh man, can I just say, I think Seacat Savior might be the one thing that can save Burn X Flash right now. But wait, down bottom, 3v2. Oh no, Sion gets slowed down. Few bullets in him. Oh my Venus, keeping tabs on the back line. Love waves out. Here comes Wise. Can they find him? He does have the Divine Judgment on. Ooh. Oh, there's a pull! Sion goes down as well. Oheb, BMI on forward. They are in deep, taking down tier 1.
So aggressive coming from Blacklist. They see the opportunity. They see the weakest link is Fury at the moment, realizing that this KDA is 0-1-0. They're doing a great time at punishing him. Meanwhile, Oheb already 3-0-0 KDA, and he's not even at the golden staff yet, but here we go. So much poke, so much damage, and I get what you mean about the fact that they're losing in terms of that range.
We are playing the back row game here. Burn X Flash. They need, again, to be more patient here. Wait for the farm. Wait for the items, because Blacklist right now, it was 2,000 1 minute ago. And take a look, it got doubled. 4,000 now, and I'm your ATM.
Oh, forcing out the Blazing Duet and the Heart Guard. Ilmavina saving Oheb up top. I'm your ATM. I think is another way that Burnex Flash can come back. If he can scale up and get into that back line again, make this range deficit less of a factor, then maybe Burnex Flash can make a comeback here in the mid-game. A turtle is up. Haji answers back with an RWM. D7 very low. ATM dashing on through. Could not get that ult to pop off. But right now, I don't think it's a non-factor. Burnex Flash, maybe they should just take it easy. Take what they can from their side of the map.
I don't know, because when it comes down to the team fight, it's going to be a little bit too difficult. Right now, Blacklist, they were relying on the fact that they can go in full. They're all dive heroes except for Haji, but because of the buff towards the Eve, nothing can basically cancel that ultimate. The only person who can do it is Franco as well as Kaja, and the Kaja is on the wrong side of the team.
Oh, that's just unfortunate.
The thing about Blacklist, right? I can see why they draft Claude. There's a Kai. There's also Matilda. It's just so hard
Who
for
catches
you
him?
to face check even.
And there's a Joy.
There's a Joy as well. And so again, he has already the Golden Staff and DHS. Again, a Kai. You jump in, what he's trying to do. I have movement speed, attack speed, and as well as that the DHS just melts any tanks.
Oh no.
Oheb just picked up. Yeah, Oheb just picked up his golden staff. So all the more there are going to be some moments where, unless it's a 3v1, he won't need Ilmavina's help. But look, this is what I was talking about. Fury almost getting out of there as soon as he dives into that bush, gets an ult off. He's the one who's torn apart instead of those memories. And now D7 gets on out, gets that dash, pulls Sion out of there, and they survive.
That's the problem of the lack of CC that Burnex Flash has in their arsenal. The only thing that they can rely on is the Mystic Fields from CCAT, but if CCAT gets out of position a little bit, he gets taken down with the Divine Judgment coming in from Kaja. So what exactly can Burnex Flash do here, Goni?
I mean, it's a matter of, they need divine intervention, right? Blacklist, they are ahead, 6,000 gold lead, and take a look at the map. They are really good at controlling this map so that Burnex Flash struggle to farm. And we can see here, in the next minute, the Lord will be up in Blacklist. They are still just choking on Burnex Flash. They are low-key toying with their food, but let's see. Burnex Flash, they need divine intervention.
Yeah, and that's going to come in the form of a mistake from Blacks International. But with a lineup like this, right? With a lineup that has global presence. Now, Edward just gets one on Fury. Here comes Ilmavina. Sion trying to push him underneath tier 2 turret. But the Black Dragon's going to survive, going to get away with it. Here comes Haji to the rescue. Didn't need it much. So here's what you guys were talking about, right? They're going to start choking out the jungle. Almost took the life out of CCAT there. And now they're going to start taking these buffs and even small camps.
Not looking good here. 20 seconds to the next Lord and Burnex Flash. They are, again, they need to pick their fights. They need to realize that they have Xavier, but I'm your ATM. What are you doing?
Doesn't have a Divine Judgment on, though, so he is going to survive. Gani, you were just talking about how the Lord was away a minute, yeah? I thought Burn was going to try to play it safe. I thought they were going to not cross any turrets or at least show themselves. But they got another pick off down there, and it was on Fury. So it's so hard. It's so hard to be burned right now.
Right now, Black is already on to the next objective. And as I was thinking about it, right, I see the way that Venus is rotating. Most of the time, Venus is on Venus's own. And so I thought that you could pick Venus off alone, but the way that he's rotating, it's beautiful to see.
What?
It's so difficult to pick Venus off at this point.
Blacklist International. They only lost Venus, right? Only one kill, and the rest, perfect game. And Blacklist, with this first Lord, what they're aiming for is, of course, to take down the tier 1 and 2s in the mid side and perhaps get a cheeky base turret if Burnex Flash makes a mistake. Let's see the defense from Burnex Flash. Again, they are behind 8,000 gold.
Yeah, what's impressive is the fact that Blacklist hasn't taken this mid lane turret. So the main artery for Burnex Flash to be able to farm is still up there. Oh, but wait, Sion, very low. And ATM gets a cheeky push down bottom. So they're not out just yet.
Now, that's the thing that they can do, right? All they can do right now is try to play towards the opposite side of the map, find out where Blacklist is currently situated in, because they're used to playing with 5, they stick together, they're super Uwe, and that might actually be the way that they can turn things around.
This is what I expected them to play 2-3 minutes ago. Pick their fights. Let's see. Edward initiating again with the Black Dragon form. Not committed just yet, though. He realizes that it is not time, so he holds it back. Right now, again, Blacklist with this big minions coming in. They are trying to target the tier 1s and 2s left in the mid side. But let's see. Burnex Flash.
Oh!
almost there. But let's see, again, the defense and offense.
Yep, real world manipulation, putting up a box, you shall not pass, says Haji. Just stopping, deterring Burn X Flash from defending. And look at this. Oh, Sion's playing with fire. Here comes your ATM. Looking to get an ult popped off. He does get it, but there's no one to help him. And here's the puppet on the strings. Vengeance put up. Not enough damage. Blacks International times that out. Run, Joy, run. Where's she going? ATM. Oh, writing's on the wall. He goes down as well.
Stoppable for Oheb as well. And again, Blacklist here. Comfortable lead. And again, only one kill Burn X Flash can get. Let's take a look at the items here. Yu Zhong, almost full items. Dominance, Ice, Hunter Strike, Oracle. So hybrid build as per usual. But take a look at the Claude. Full item only with the steel leg plates. Let's see, with the Siege, base turret number 1 will folio.
Oh no, the Bakunawa, the giant dragon goes into the back line, helping them with that inhibitor push. And that's permanent damage. That's something that Burn X Flash has to constantly send someone to defend for. And here's where CCAT's gonna come in. Again, I've been hyping up CCAT since about minute 3, minute 4, because that's where a lot of Burn X Flash's eggs lie, in that CCAT basket. This savior is actually gonna be their way back, but it's so hard since it seems like he's behind on farm. He needs to help. He needs some help.
He's bottom 2.
Oh,
He's bottom 2.
How
and
is that?
in the 13th minute, he's only secured, 3 items? So it's going to be very difficult for them to rely on the damage of Xavier, seeing that the damage is lacking in terms of the items. It's going to be very difficult for him to relay that message onto the members of Blacklist right now. And even if he does burst, right? Who is there to be able to follow it up? Especially on the important members like Oheb, who already has the Wind of Nature. So even if there is a torn apart memory, the damage is not going to go through. And Blacklist with another objective, easy Lord.
It's a free Lord, but down bottom, I'm Your ATM was trying to make a play.
This is bad.
Yeah,
though.
put V in parallel. Oh no, at least they get away. Recall successful. I'm Your ATM, the only one left here again. He's buying time. Oh, and I think he's gonna get a look at that. Look at that run. Oh, popping on a string, timed out just before the stun comes in. And wow, he's running laps around Blacklist.
The Great Escape. I'm Your ATM managed to survive that one, but their job is not done yet. They need to defend this Lord. Blacklist International now. Double digits gold lead, and again, 2 base turrets left. I feel like Blacklist, if they play this out perfectly, they can end the game.
Wow, they really snowballed from that early game. It's tough to see. What can Burn X Flash do right now? The Lord is already marching there in the bottom side. I'm Your ATM trying to buy time again, perhaps to give his teammates some space here in the mid side.
Yeah, so in this late game situation, I'm Your ATM is going to be that bridge. Get that stun on the wise, maybe a few stacks. I'm Your ATM in trouble. Pops the vengeance, just survive. A dawning light to help clear the minions. Lord marches on through, gets taken down by that base. And Haji, though, oh my lord, taking down that panda. Sion laid out underneath his base. Edward gets a little bit of heart guard action on. Dawning light, clear some waves again. Bottom lane, mid lane, top lane. No more base turrets for Burn X Flash. And this could be it. I'm Your ATM gets popped by Oheb, the Filipino sniper, making his way with dual pistols. And Blacks International just waiting for that last wave.
Oh, it's not looking good here. They are 2 members up here for Blacklist. And look at this. Oheb going to the backside.
Yeah! Trying to help him finish, but down goes Fury. Down goes another D7. They're just holding on for dear life. Sion just barely coming back, but it's way too late. Blacks International takes the game.
Textbook performance by Blacklist. That was a very strong show of what the defending champions are made of.
Congratulations, Blacklist. Congratulations. And nice ride for the side of Burn X Flash. When you have an Kai in your comp and you don't get any neutral objectives, that's something, right? And the Blacklist, with that Kaja, and of course with the support of the other members, they are able to give the early aggression, choke out Burn X Flash, and Burn X Flash, they didn't manage to control, they don't have their own tempo, they don't have their own pace, and that is where Blacklist International just eats them.
Totally throw up the whole map plan. Here we go. Going into the draft, I think MDH has to be aware of those cheese strats here alone. So a lot is weighing down on the shoulders of Coach T and TK from MDH. Here we go. Todak on the play. MDH transferring back. There goes the 1-1 and the Fanny. MDH banning out the glue and the carry. So nothing here out of the ordinary just yet.
Still very prior heroes here banned out for side of Melee from the side of Todak and as well as MDH. Now, Todak, what are you going to prioritize? Are they going to prioritize Eve? Because usually Todak, they play reactively, they like to adapt. So being the first pick, perhaps they are trying to secure a very prior hero, then see what to do.
If I may, in a lineup that has the Chico guys in mid, you can expect something else, something spicy. Because if it's not that playing and then you have a mid laner that's Moon, say, then that's where you can expect maybe the Farsa or the Eve. Yeah. But if it's Chico guys, the last memorable moment I saw him in mid, he was playing Minotaur. And that was in the MPLMY playoffs.
Exactly. Anything, any hero, any type of gameplay you can put on this Chiku guy. So let's see here. The ban for the first phase has been set, and Valentina will be picked up from the side of Todak now. It's still a very flexible hero here,
Very flexible, and this is the identity that Todak uses over and over throughout their own region, throughout the M series. They're so good and so difficult to draft against because of that flexibility. Now, MDH Esports, they are going to be responding with a Fredrin and a Yve pick. Now, this might be hard, right? Because when you see a Valentina on the opposing end, you don't want to be picking up heroes with really make it or break it ultimates, like the real world manipulation and even the ultimate from Fredrin.
I mean, even though we've seen it times and times again and that the Yve Valentina matchup, but I do see your point. Real world manipulation, a huge ultimate to be stolen away. But then again, Yve is 87.5% here in M4. So that is a very high win rate here, Leo.
So good. Oh man, and I think what happens here, the whole interaction as to why it's that way is because when you pick up Yve, the whole range game changes. Like, she just dictates what the box is like, how you can engage with her, where you can engage with her. So, that being said, the answer for Toda is the Hayabusa and the better 2 assassins.
Exactly. Not one assassin is not enough.
Not
right?
Satu.
Not Satu, but 2. But Dua. Benedetta and Hayabusa. A very good pickup here. A very clear target that Yve Eterna needs to be very careful on his positioning. Now, they are taking their time before the second phase. Any thoughts?
I would have thought that they would have picked up someone like the Franco, honestly, from Todak. I mean, I think that's one of the heroes that can try and have a say in what the Yve can do in the Land of Dawn. But right now, we're going to see the Diggy pickup from MDH Esports.
This is rather unorthodox because...
First time?
I think so, because usually Diggy's banned. Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason why I think that Diggy is odd is because you're already giving so much for those assassins to pick off, right? Like, there's no CC. Almost 0 between Benedetta and Hayabusa. Sure, you have the slows on the Electro Final Blow, and then you have that eye for an eye if she does catch you with it. But that aside, they can just clean house.
Exactly. So a very interesting approach already. But I do understand the second phase. A lot of marksmen will be banned out, and we already saw the Popol and Bruno ban. Now I expect they commit to another marksman ban, realizing that MDH Esports, they are going to pick up the first hero, and perhaps just eliminating all possible marksmen is the way to go.
This is interesting, right? Because this is kind of a double-edged sword. If both of these teams are going to be banning for the gold, then both of them are going to have a hard time. We saw last time that Hehe brought in the Claude. Perhaps that is what they're trying to angle for. But with that in mind, Todak could actually just ban that out. But here we go. A drop is going to be the choice for them.
They are already setting up for a Claude pick here. Remember that Grok can cancel out that Blazing Duet with the Wild Charge. And that is, perhaps again, MDH, what they are trying to do. The Malaysians, Todak, they do not ban out that 1-1. They instead ban out that Leslie. So Claude should be picked up here.
Yeah, no, that means Coach Amooks and company are like, yeah, we dare you. Pick the Claude right here. We know what you're up to. Best believe, I think they might need one more bit of peel. I think the Fredrin alone is not enough. So because of that Claude pick, if it is going to happen here, maybe even keep it for the last pick. They need something like a utility jungler.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say. They can pick up a tank jungler, but no.
All right, they read into it. Coach TNTK, not here.
No. We're gonna pick up a first physical. That's Clint.
We know you know. We know you know.
We know you know. Now, Todak, they are taking their time here for the last two picks. Honestly, they need a sustainable roam here against Diggy. Perhaps they might go for sustainability. They might go and bank. We might see another Angela game.
Angela.
On Noomski?
I don't know. Do you think that makes their composition a little too squishy?
It's not out of the ballpark for the likes of Todak. Like, I think they can do it.
You're right,
Tamus
you're right.
and Angela, perhaps.
Okay, we'll see here just a few seconds. The Beatrix, interesting pick here for Todak. They are going to bank on her for that gold lane.
Okay.
And the Franco. This is what I was talking about, right? And perhaps because of this Franco pick that MDH kind of read on, that's why maybe they brought the Diggy.
Yeah, no, I think there is a different school of thought wherein instead of the Franco having a good matchup against the Eve, you would rather not. Because again, the whole suppression part of it is one thing, but those hooks don't touch Eve when she's in the real world manipulation.
Exactly. So very interesting approach. Ballsy move from that Franco pick, but it seems like MDH Esports, they are convinced with the two fighters, Terizla and Fredrin, they are going to take this game. Fredrin will definitely fill the jungler position, and I don't know, Diggy, I like it, but has it enough damage from their side?
That's the question here. That's
Between
the
the
question.
Clint and the Eve, do you think that's enough? The Teresa has a potential to deal a lot of damage.
Perhaps that Diggy will bring on Impure Age as well.
Oh,
Can
we have
bring the
seen
Divine Glaive.
we have seen lethal diggies.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
4 or 5 auto alarm bombs could do the job, but here we go. Loading into the Land of Dawn. Once more, it's Todak versus MDH, and both sides are bringing in their own flavor, their own spice. I haven't been to Vietnam, so I don't know what kind of spice they're packing in their cuisine, but in their drafts, boy oh boy, Coach TNTK, I love it. He swerved us with the Clint. Here we go. Game 1 in a best of 1. Todak versus MDH. Let's mind these rotations. Where are they starting?
Jungler, it seems like
Welcome to
Todak, they
Mobile
are going to
Legends.
start the orange. Meanwhile, from the side of MDH, they are going to start from the purple. So same last match.
And I really want to check out anything. Is there anything in peculiar in terms of those spells and those items here? Okay, so
flickers.
4 Maze brought in. Oh, but very early hook here.
And Trouble already committing that flicker, and Nart to the rescue. We're okay. You were saying?
Seems like, yeah, it's very clear that MDH, all they want to do with this Diggy is babysit the gold lane. But Formaze, he's a little trouble.
Oh, yo, this is what Formaze does. If I'm not mistaken, maybe a couple years ago, LaFell and Gideon were telling me that this is the signature Formaze gameplay, and he just goes into the back line.
Again, we are going to witness that in today's match, but it's still a very clear 2v2 bot side. Remember that Clint has no flicker, so perhaps Rival here, who is clearing jungle bot side, might take advantage of that. We'll see. Early rotation, but top side, something is brewing up, but Vendetta can smell it.
Oh, close call. Close to 1 HP almost.
Yeah, he nearly got taken down there. There's a lot of emphasis, as you can see here, coming in. But wait a minute. Okay, Todak, they're playing very aggressive here in the early game. They're trying to put as much pressure as they can. Understanding they do have the assassin, they do have Hayabusa as their jungler, and that's the kind of edge that they want to work on.
Yeah. Please do note as well, Gnart will have that ever, so no Impure Age Diggy. Again, the damage from Yves and Clint, is it enough? Let's see.
Potentially a huge flash here.
My God.
The King just leans into it. No penalty zone just yet. First blood drawn by Formaze in his debut game at M4.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Todak now going to be leading in terms of that gold as well because they were able to get that neutral objective. Now, how are MDH going to try play about this, right? Because in terms of that early game, MDH has way more of ability to kind of work with. They need to be a little bit more safe when it comes down to that rotation, and they are trying to play for that, so they do still have the ability to come back in the game because it has only been 3 minutes.
Oh my God, a flicker.
Oh no! They chunked down on that cowboy. Another kill down bottom. I think that was a key kill. I think they really need to take care of hey. And it's curious as to, I guess why. Nart couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far back here, but oh my God, another war is brewing up.
Oh, down bottom. Oh, real manipulation committed here by Need My Help and pushes back Todak.
Picking their fights, picking their battles, a disciplined play from the Malaysians here. And again, MDH. Clint's main source of damage dealer, 010, level 4, not a good start. Todak, they are trying to expand in the map control and taking a look at the emblems. Nothing too significant, I guess, but take a look at Franco. He still wants more health regeneration, and of course, with that magic shot from Valentina, adds more cooldown. Again, the tempo has gone down. Why? Todak, they are very careful here in the early stages. They have the control, so not taking any gambles just yet.
Oh, but here, Chico, guys, actually might get taken down in a 3v1.
Oh, wow.
He's still going to be able to get away, though. And on your point, it should have been that Clint had the upper hand in that lane, but because Todak have played so much to that bottom side, so much potential, but in the middle!
Oh, Need My Help. He's the one who was calling for that. No one was helping him because that's a high and dry on rival, so that was dealing more damage than it should have.
He burned Flicker as well, so a lot of spell resource and ult was used for a defense, and still he gets taken down. Not a good rotation there from Need My Help. And perfect timing. Todak has to secure this turtle, no doubt.
Ooh, they have to be careful here. And it does seem like King is trying to open up vision, but at this point, they won't be able to go for the objectives. And I think that was one of the keys to victory for MDH, right? Don't be afraid to lose the neutral objectives, but make sure you focus on those turrets. But even that, it's still very difficult to see them finding anything on the map.
Yep, and can clearly say that as long as Turtle spawns on that side of the map, the XP lane, those dual lanes down bottom, Todak can just maintain the same amount of pressure. Like, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Seems like here again, MDH, they are quite behind. 2,000 gold lead in the first 5 minutes. Not a fun game. Realizing, of course, what is also being pressured. Oh, take a look at ball side though.
Oh no, they came in way behind enemy lines. Chico guys in trouble. Now without taking first. It's a trade 1-for-1. Nart very low. Auto alarm bomb chasing Momo. And there was no minions to help him save him. And Yumski flickering on out. Here comes Rival from the back line. And he goes for the quad shadow. Cracking that egg. Down goes Nart. Down goes Yumski. Joga 2v1. Rival obliges him. And there goes a shadow kill. He's the only one here. That high and dry working hard for him. Triple kill for the rookie jungler.
Beautiful, beautiful play, really coming out on top. I mean, that's exactly what the high and dry was built for. We knew that he was going to go for those pickoffs. We knew that he was going to go very aggressive, and that's being translated into his gameplay right now. In addition, he's also taken away that blue buff from MDMH. And look at the pressure once again in the mid side.
MDH is having a tough time. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground is a good day. Remember that.
Oh no, but the king might not stay above ground for long. All right, so luckily enough, something tells me Formaze might be building hybrid. Because if this was a purely damaged Benedetta, could have spelled disaster for the mid lane.
My God, indeed. Todak, 6 minutes and 3,500 gold lead. MDH, they need to figure something out. Again, Clint's... I'm not convinced they have enough damage towards the late game as well, but take a look at that.
Oh! They popped the king off camera, and now Yumski threatening a kill, forcing out Need My Help to use the RWM, and here comes Momo and Chiku, guys. Down goes the Eve once more. The Nart, the egg gets popped. Momo gets shut down, though, and traded out for the Clint. That's a 3-for-1. Make that a 4-for-1. It's okay! And Rival was just off camera dealing with the turtle himself. Oh, that's multiple battlefields that Todak's winning on.
Yeah, 4-for-1 trade, but they also got a turtle. So technically a 5v1, as now we have some moments to look at the items here. 7 minutes in.
Take a look at Momo, 6,000 gold, and he already immediately built that BOD and Malefic Roar. So physical damage and penetration is the way to go. They understand that he is the main damage dealer, and there you go. Full damage. Don't forget about the Hayabusa. He is building towards that BOD, so expect more physical damage from Todak. Again, MDH, they are getting dismantled at this point and not looking good because they don't have any clear agendas towards 2 minutes in the future.
it's hard to see her too as well because Need My Help on the Eve. You want to rely on the skills that she has in her arsenal to be able to deal out the utility with the slows, which is why she got the Ice Queen 1. But she doesn't have the book yet, so she's going to be struggling in terms of that mana, and it's going to be hard to see the impact she has in the game. She can't just spam it. She needs to be very careful with the spell casting.
My goodness, again, Todak, they are just taking their time, trying to look for pickoffs. And again, they are doing the right approach here. MDH, what can they do is, again, they need something, perhaps a blunder from Todak that might just take oh my god, top side.
Oh, they engage up top, like the final blow underneath tier 2. And Rival almost take down Nart. Chico, guys, finishes the job. Down goes the Diggy. Poppin', Clint, goes as well. 2 for none so far, while all this while, Momo was demolishing that mid lane tier 2. Up top seems to be next.
Over 8,000 gold lead, another tower on the way. Todak, they really are just snowballing from that early game. Guys, I'd like to remind you, it's only been 9 minutes. The first Lord just spawned, and this is how one side of the game is looking. Is there any way that MDH can come back from this deficit?
Again, they need, I guess, to find a miracle. Todak needs to make a mistake twice or thrice even, then MDH can somehow equalize. As it stands, it's not really looking good here. MDH, 3 basers standing with the first Lord marching very, very soon. If they make another mistake, Todak can just clean it off.
Yeah, I think a mistake from MDH is something that they cannot calculate for. They shouldn't be able to calculate for because they're so behind. If there is one thing I can say about the MDH situation is it's a grocery list of things that they need to do to come back. And I have 2 main theories, right? Number 1, have the King build complete defense. Make him a chunky Terizla. And then number 2, it's the hide behind turret. Like, if there's a defense that's gonna happen, it's gonna be inside their base.
If you're
Look at those recalls.
I like it. It's the M4 recalls, but if your 2 bruisers are inside the base, that's not a good sign, isn't it? Let's see, the marching Lord in the mid.
This is a level 1 Lord, mind you. So they should be able to, oh no, they catch it! And that's a half health Clint running back. And they are just raining down upon this turret. He gets popped by 4 maze, making a beeline into the back line. And Need My Help puts up the RWM, quelling this siege. They live for now.
Are they going to go for it? They're 1 man down here. I guess it's equal 4v4. Need My Help! He is the one to go down next.
Chiku, guys, coming in, taking down Need My Help, and the base is going to be up next on the docket. Bottom lane taken down, top lane, it's the minions working on him. Todak can see the writing on the wall. Here comes the King, penalty zone into 1, and there's the ult. Nibiru's passion into 3 members. Nart gets popped by a Rival. He's unstoppable, but they ran out of waves. MDH still breathing.
Ooh, if they prolong that a little longer, then that might have been the save and grace that MDH needed, right? They needed Todak to overcommit, but they made the right call there. 11,000 gold lead still. They don't need to hurry things up, but they're going in once again.
There's a hook on the Joga, and I think they lost the bite. They let go of that. Was still on cooldown, so that was a close call.
I mean, take a look at the player score. Earlier, it was 4 members, and now let's focus on the damage dealt. Momo, Chiku Guy's Rival, top 3 is on towards Todak. Meanwhile, the top damage dealer forms out of MDH is the Roamer. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, it's basically because of all those auto alarm bombs. And so far, that's the only safe bit of poke that MDH has.
Wow, I'm surprised that Beatrix is actually doing so well in the hands of Momo.
Might be the first Beatrix win in a while, or if not, all of M4.
Yeah.
It's, again, looking bleak for MDH. 16-4 here, and 3 base turrets gone down. So the base is very exposed. Todak playing it smartly, playing this disciplinedly. They are waiting for the next Lord, and perhaps they are going to look for the end. MDH, again, if you ask me, what can they do? They need to wait a mistake.
Up top, though, look at this. 4 maze is having his way with and it needs 4 members to respond for them to punish 4 maze, and they give the kill to Nart. Oh Lord, that was a shutdown, if I'm not mistaken, but a kill is a kill. The only real ask is maybe it should have gone to the cores.
It's still a really good display coming in from Todak. They were able to utilize 4 maze as a distraction, and they were now able to secure that. Lord without...
It's free.
for free. Sorry, I was looking at Yumski and I was like, is he gonna get that hook? But he still misses right now. They have 10 seconds left for 4Mace to go back up. And MDH, this might be the final defense that they have in this game.
Not looking good for a DG debut here by MDH. Let's see the offense and as well as defense, Leo.
Yep, all lanes masterfully synchronized. They're crashing in. The answer, RWM need my help. Going in, acting like a turret himself. And MDH is the king, very low. Gonna back out. Oh, he's making that body of Smith work. Double time, triple time even. And goes Narc. He gets popped, but they survive. Oh, what? No, wait, there's a bite. Down goes Hehe. And that's about it. They lasted maybe seconds more than they should have, but it's all crumbling down. That need my help, the only bastion left. But Todak, they get the dub.
They get the dub, and they're officially the upper bracket, the first to secure the upper brackets in the knockouts. Congratulations to the Malaysian representatives. It was an amazing performance, very dominant, very disciplined towards the very end.
The coaches' division are well executed by the players. 1-0 Todak. My goodness, a convincing performance. And I feel like based on the 3 matches that we witnessed from Todak, they are very ready for the knockout stage.
Oh yeah, from the 1-0 in this game alone to a 3-0 in all of the group stage. Wow. Todak is just wowing us.
At that kickoff game, perhaps we might see something similar as we are entering the drafting phase.
Here we go. Game 1 in the best of 1. It's Blacklist International on the play. Falcon answering back. There goes the Fanny. Oh, much respect to Ken. As well, Joy taken out of the hands of Yellow Flash. Glue and 1-1 seems to be the answer from Falcon.
Just Primo Barons up to this point. Blacklist, saying bye-bye to the Assassin Fanny and as well as Joy, who is such a nuisance. But do also note that usually Joy, she's usually banned out from the people that is on the red side. So it seems clear to me that Blacklist, they do not want a Joy, even though they are the first pick.
Quick theory. The reason why they ban out Joy is because Joy is so good at breaking up Ubes.
Okay.
Imagine, right? Like that beat, that ult. When she goes in, it's an AoE across the board. Like you're hitting everyone you're near to. That just ruins the Ubis trap.
You're right. And that might also leave a few options open here. The Kaja is still up for grabs here if Blacklist want to pick it up themselves. The Yves is going to be taken out, though, here in the first phase by Blacklist themselves. And now who will be the choice for Falcon? The Valentina opened up. Kaja opened up.
Exactly.
Even the carry is actually still up for grabs.
That is also why they are taking their time here. They are thinking about it because the last time around, Blacklist, they picked up the Kaja with a very positive outcome. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Falcon here, really taking their time. What are they going to pour? Kaja, Valentina, or they might open up both heroes.
Yeah, it's come to the point wherein if Blacklist is willing to take out the Joy this early and the Eve, both heroes are willing to play, then that puts Falcon in a position where, okay, so I guess you're driving us into a certain direction as well. This is what you call proactive banning. It's not even respect that, it's not even preventative bans, it's more of like, we want to take this out because we are playing a certain way. There goes the Valentina, and just as quickly, the carry!
Exactly, it was banned out 2 matches prior, but now it seems like we are going to see the nose of Carry in the Land of Dawn. Falcon, the 2 heroes, we talked about the Kaja, will they pick it up to deny one of the Venus's hero? So, any ideas here, Leo?
If it goes to Falcon, who's going to play the Kaja? Is that Naomi? Is it going to be a roam Kaja?
It would be, honestly. I mean, that's the way Naomi likes to play. He likes the pickoffs, so it would suit his way of play. We're going to see here, Fredrin is also still up for grabs if they want to go that route, but they're going for a different strategy here. Veramis going to be the first pickup for Falcon, along with...
Yeah, no, that Faramis on Ken, that Faramis on Justin is a signature pick, and they go ahead and pick up the Lapu Lapu. It's been a while since we saw Lapu Lapu this early on picked up, like at least in the first phase. Dare I even say in the first 2 picks.
I mean, for a reason as well. I mean, that bravest fighter can immediately jump into the back lines, trying to dismantle Carry in a sense. But then again, without, let's say, she has to use that flicker as well to give the surprise element. But without a flicker, it's going to be so hard to just jump in towards the backside. So we'll have to see. But Blacklist International, first phase, what are they going for?
Yeah, no, the question is, why are they picking the jumper in or the solution to no problem quite yet, right? I'm not
That's
sure.
what I was about to say.
I'm not sure what the interaction is between the carry and the lapu-lapu immediately is, besides the fact that I can jump on you. So now, Blacklist can play around that, and something tells me they're overloading the lapu-lapu. They're just saying, yeah, no, we dare you. Come jump into the back line. We have a diggy, and then the Saber's Mystic Field's going to stop you anyways.
And then you're going to get shredded down by the carry. So in a way, it does make sense what Blacklist is trying to do in the first phase. Coming to the first from Falcon, though, what are they going to secure? I think they should secure a gold laner, to be honest, up to this point, because if not, it's going to be taken away from them.
Maybe can be a golden, but I would prefer an assassin first. But no, yeah,
There you
assassin.
go. Signature Naomi here.
Natalia.
That's textbook Naomi. If I'm not mistaken, he's one of the few that's actually making the Natalia Rome work in the current metagame. And this is a debut hero right here for the first time, making it onto the world stage in M4.
Yeah, it has not surfaced at all. And I would have thought that if it would, definitely from the hands of Falcon. And we're going to see that at MSC, he shredded his opponents. They literally could not get out of their base. It was so clean to watch, but they need to be able to pair this up with a really tanky
Jungler. Yeah, I mean, we expected perhaps that they are going to need another frontliner, but Falcon in the second phase will ban out that Benedetta and Blacklist International. Let's see the head-to-head here between Zipix and as well as Oheb.
Yeah, so Oheb already has his hands on a hero that he's comfortable with. There's the carry, but for Zipex, the Harith hasn't surfaced quite yet. And I'm not sure where Coach Dale is and Coach Zaya are when it comes to the second phase. I think they need to see more. I'm guessing maybe the jungler's going to come up first. Maybe this is one of those few times that the jungler's picked up first in the second phase before the gold laner.
Ban Ling for Blacklist. Ken's used it twice in a row.
Yeah.
There you go. Ling's ban.
From the future?
Maybe.
I mean, it makes sense as well. They have the Xavier, they have the Diggy.
Yep.
Ling can easy targets, basically, right? So they eliminate that option, and to that, like you said, Eterna, positive win rate in the hands of Falcon. Ling ban out. They might commit another assassin in the last ban. So we'll have to see. Meanwhile, Falcon, they can eliminate the hero for Lapu Lapu.
Yeah.
The matchup.
Make it a better matchup,
Yeah.
right? But here's the question. In the words of Key and Peele, what about the Hayabusa, though? What about the Hayabusa?
That's the thing, because Ken is an assassin player. I haven't seen him use a tank jungler just yet. I'm sure that he should have adapted to that meta, but the heroes left for him since the Fanny was banned away would be the Karina, the Benedetta is gone, and the Ling, who's also been banned away. So would he go with the Hayabusa or the Karina here?
I like
if
the
it's
Hayabusa
open-
more.
Yeah, I like the Hayabusa. If it were to be like left up in the air, I guess they should pick up the Hayabusa. Very strong, very prio in this current patch. Blacklist will not ban that out. They will instead ban out a hero potentially for Zipex.
Oh yeah, no, that's mad respect. Coach Master the Basics and Coach Bonchan saying, nah, we don't want to see that. You did very good on the Harith, so now the question comes, is this Hayabusa or is this a hero for Zipex?
I mean, looking at the composition, they do have two physicals, and that Harith just makes sense. They need magical burst, they need magical DPS as well, and that Harith, Blacklist read them like a book. Perhaps Falcon now are taking their time slowing down. I see a hero. Wait. All right, there you go. Martis jungler.
It's for Ken.
It is for Ken. Second time here in the M4 stage. Still 100% win rate.
Okay, and this leaves the question for Blacklist. Who are they going to be picking up? They still need someone to be able to handle that side lane. And going against a Lapu Lapu, what's your best bet? I mean, the Fragrant is still open for them to take.
Oh no.
Is that characteristic of Edward, though? Would he prefer someone like the Pikito?
Yeah, I think he can, but I love how Falcon just read into the situation. It's like this is one of the few times that an Esmeralda in this current metagame is good against its matchup. Because again, Lapu Lapu makes shields, so Esmeralda, she take away the shields. So it's just basic logic in the Mlbb world. But let's see what he picks up. It's a Uranus, it's a classic! And as well the Baksha.
goodness me. Baksha, 4 Wise, and Uranus will be picked up here. So what they're saying is, yeah, we have damage dealer already in that Savior and as well as carry. It's someone to cover. But take a look at the last pick. Lunox picked up again, saying, okay, Baksha, Uranus, what are you gonna do? I have the Lunox mid-game, you're gonna melt.
I had to check my calendar. Is it a Thursday today? Because this is quite the throwback. It's been a while since we last saw Lunox in the gold lane, and a while more since we last saw a Baksha in the jungle. But again, some tools are just built for certain situations. I'm wondering if this is ideal for Blacklist. I wonder if they woke up today and decided, like, I have a feeling we're gonna have to rock the Uranus and the Baksha.
I mean, both compositions have been set in stone with really out-of-the-box picks today. So we were thinking that something crazy was going to happen. It's already being seen in the drafting phase. A Lunox pickup, a Uranus, and even a Baxia. But when we're looking at both compositions, who are you leaning towards most?
It's quite hard, Eterna, because yeah, you have the Baksha, you have the Uranus that will just melt, but let's just jump first to the Land of Dawn, shall we?
I love it because given what Falcon has drafted, you can almost say that they're winning every single lane, and on a mechanics, interactions,
Mobile Legends
platform, then they're also ahead. But when it comes down to execution, maybe Blacklist can pull one off. Let's get back into the game here. It is a mirrored start, both in orange.
Okay, so rotation-wise, Ken and Wise will not meet up the first 2 minutes. They will not have a clash, but take a look already. It's going to be 2-2 bot side. And again, Naomi, what is he trying to do? Of course, poke. But let's take a look. Take a minute here. Let's see items check, spell check, and as well as Mlbb-wise, nothing too significant.
And on that note, I'm a little bit worried about the gold lane for Falcon, to be honest, right? Because Naomi definitely going to be hiding in that bush, and Oh My Venus on the Diggy is going to be able to sniff that out. So no element of surprise for Naomi if his gameplay is to try and babysit the Lunox in that gold lane.
Oh yeah, you can be as annoying as you want to be with the Natalia, keeping that exclamation point on your opponents, but the auto alarm bombs are gonna tip them off.
Exactly. And in that lane, 1v1 Lunox and carry in the early game, it feels like it should favor Oheb, to be honest. Not much damage from Lunox in the early game unless her items are actually built. And when it comes down to the movement speed, Carry has got it. They need to be able to try and help the Lunox into the bottom side. And I guess that's what Martis is trying to do.
What they need to do as well here is, of course, I mean, Naomi he has a lot of job description here. He needs to protect the gold lane. He needs to also enter the back line to find Xavier or even Carry. And that is just a plethora of objectives. Let's see, though, the first turtle is up.
Oh, given the plethora, the smorgasbord of things that Naomi has to do, makes a beeline for the top lane, and given Edward a piece of his mind and his blade, putting him at about half of his health before the concentration was up. Now, Turtle at less than half health. There's a lot of members here. Yellow Flash with the bravest spider. In he goes with the Poissons. It's Ken who secures it. Plus, a cold altar. Down goes Wise. Yellow Flash gets him. And they put up a mystic field, quelling all offensive attackers, and now Venus is in trouble. Naomi pops the Diggy. Down one goes. Naomi still alive. Gets a consecration plus an edge there, but just the same, it's a win for Falcon.
Take a look at bot side as well here. Sipix dealing a lot of damage in the 1v1s. Remember, Oheb, early game, sure, not a lot of damage in, but after 2 items, it is going to be Zipix who needs to be careful when engaging 1v1. But a very good trade in general from Falcon. 800 gold established, and they got the turtle. But Wise, sneaky jungler, he gets some compensation.
Yeah, that was barely a trade, honestly. I didn't think that Blacklist was able to do much in that team fight. I think they kind of overcommitted onto that and even lost the turtle. But if we take a look at the emblems here, Gani, anything that stands out?
Honestly, standard build. But what I do want to notice is, again, we see a Diggy that is average, so no MP But take a look at the engage. Wise and Venus looking for a kill.
Pops the Poissons, cancels out the reverse time. And here comes Naomi and Justin looking for the pull on Wise. Not gonna go and engage. I think Blacklist understands that they are now on the back foot. They know that Falcon might push the advantage.
But to be honest, this is something comfortable for Blacklist. We've seen a lot of times where Blacklist is struggling in that early game, but they're waiting patiently. They know their item power spike, and that's when they kind of re-huddle together. So this is not yet a lose for Blacklist, especially of how of the gold disparity. It's only 600. Anything can turn back the tides, as both of these teams will be focusing towards this top side on the next neutral objective of that turtle.
Yeah, I'd say it's manageable given the fact that Edward isn't actually losing his lane. Like, he's okay. And that's one thing that they can rely on. But, Naomi cuts him down a peg again. And it looks like they're just giving up the turtle, right? Falcon, you can take it. Our move is going to be down here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Oh, no, Zipex can read the situation. Zipex knows. Oh, they're coming in. And that's 4 members now. Reverse time on the Zipex. Doesn't get pulled in. They get the jump. And the dawning light misses by just an inch. He still responds. Oh, the situational awareness of Zipex. He knows he was away, but he saw some auto alarm bombs coming and still pulls that ult.
Yeah, beautiful flicker out of that. That was a close one. They would have been able to get the trade that Blacklist wanted, but because of that, they denied both trades. They've denied the neutral objective from Blacklist, and they've also denied them that kill.
The composure.
What's going on the side?
Oh, decimate by Ken. And now he's going to capitalize on that. Convert into an orange lane steal. Oh, wow. Gani, you were saying?
I was about to say, I mean, Zipex with the composure, but still getting ball side.
Oh no, Oheb gonna go ahead underneath his tier 1. Ken forcing the issue. They're gonna clear this wave, make a clean go at this turret. They might siege it very low. Naomi cleans house, taking down Oheb. And oh my Venus, here comes Wise to the rescue. Haji goes down. Ken is going wild down here, and they're gonna get away with it. No punish, no clapback from Blacklist.
Wow, 3-4-0 trade, 7-1 amount of kills here in the 6th minute, and it doesn't seem like Falcon want to stop. Look at Yellow Flash trying to take away the necessity that Edward has. He's trying to take away any pressure, and they're going to be able to secure an objective on towards that mid side.
Amazing execution from Falcon. The setup, the execution done sharply. Blacklist, why they are behind, they got caught up. They underestimate the rotation from Falcon, and Falcon took advantage of that, eats up carry, and right now they are confident to even somehow invade the jungles of Wise, but of course Venus and Edward is always there. But let's see here, the last turtle will be up. It seems like Blacklist, they are a little bit too behind on rotation. Will they contest is the question.
The problem here now is Zipex is already a level ahead with the mystery shop, so she's going to be able to get that item power spike way quicker, and that damage is going to be felt. But here we go on the top side, already a clash, as Falcon is going to be able to get a tower out of it.
Oh, got the cult altar already, timed it out, but Ken is going to continue his carnage, and he's very low, gets away with 1 HP. Oh, look at that 1 HP, Dawning Light, not enough to take him down, and Wise is the casualty here. Taken down by Justin, and there's a pull. That Shadow Stampede gonna put Oheb in danger's way.
Wow.
And he gets a double kill. Justin Johnson is going ham. He gets a double Naomi, and that's a wipeout. Blacks International losing 5 men, and it's Yellow Flash traded off.
Wow! Falcon Esports. This is the Falcon that we were waiting for since MSC. The way that they're able to just make their own tempo, push it on Blacklist of all teams, and be the dominant force. Now, with a 6,000 gold lead in the 8th minute, Gani, what are the items telling us?
Check the Lunox out. Zipex, 2 items, Clock of Destiny, Lightning Truncheon, and I believe that he is on his way towards Divine Glaive. Why? He wants the penetration. He wants to penetrate Wise, and as well as Uranus. So let's see. Falcon, is this the way to go? Because they are in a good position to somehow throw the defending champions in this match.
Oh yeah, no, throw him into the lower bracket if there is a chance for that. Not sure if the math checks out. But something else that catches my eye is Oheb is slowly building up towards a rose gold meteor. I think he needs that. But now Edward is in trouble. Pops the consecration at the right moment. And so far, there's
Oheb Oheb needs farm. He's barely doing any damage right now. And we can see, look at that, Zipex with
Oh
the
my
Holy
God, Holy
Crystal. In addition to how much she's already shredding into the members of Blacklist, a Holy Crystal to top it off. Gonna increase that magic damage. Just needs some more penetration to, like you mentioned, really get into Wise as well as Uranus.
It's so clear, but doesn't that hurt? The fact that the Uranus and the Baksha were the last picks?
Exactly.
And then the Lunox
You're
was
right.
the answer. It's so perfect the way that Falcon orchestrated this situation. And not even to mention how Ken is having almost a perfect game as a Martis. He's taking everything away from Wise.
And to add to that, remember the carry was the first pick, right?
Yeah.
And not consider it as an asset, but take a look. 0-2-1, not a fun game. Let's see the defense by Blacklist.
Oh, top lane here going to be the first target. Oh, there you go. See, this is a sign that maybe Blacklist still has some life in them because that Mystic Field, if there was enough follow through, could have been a shutdown. Could have been a shutdown.
Yeah, the damage. We're definitely feeling the damage from Haji right now. Let's see what they can do with this. They're trying to clear that mid side. Falcon already eyeing that bottom side. They want to take as much turrets as they can get here in the 10th, almost 12th, 11th minute. Rachel, Eterna. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
oh
on,
man.
counting.
I can't believe Justin Johnson as well having quite the perfect game. He just built a lightning truncheon.
And to add to that, he has a 308 scoreboard, which in total is 12 total kills. He's just one shy off, so to 100 KP. Huge play here, huge game for Justin, almost a perfect game. And again, we are going to see a reset. We talked about this. They have Diggy, they have Xavier. Their high ground is strong. And of course, with that carry, they can't just melt out down lords. So Blacklist, they still can turn this game around.
Yeah, Falcon watched a lot of Blacklist games. They know that Oh My Venus likes to camp those bombs into that bush. So it's Ken who's cleaning up house. And it makes sense because, again, I think last we checked, he was building some defense items. This might be a tanky Martis, and that's exactly what's choking Blacklist International, the presence of Martis, the presence of Ken, the Burmese Python.
You can see, though, that Blacklist, they're trying to prevent the lanes from freezing. You can see that they were actually kind of stalling it from coming in because they know how much Oheb needs that farm. They're relying heavily and banking on Oheb and Haji right now. And right now, Falcon, now they're forced to come a little bit closer to Blacklist.
I wish I could see the equipments here for both teams, but it seems like now Falcon, they are 10 seconds away to perhaps another Lord Siege. Blacklist still far behind gold-wise here. They need a mistake from Falcon.
Yep, I was going to say, one of the few ways that Blacks can come back possibly is if they do this. Yes, number one, stay in their base, don't cross any thresholds that you might not come back from. And
Almost.
so close. Woo! Oh, so close. Imam almost stole that away. The KDA machine was about an inch away from getting a Luminous Lord for Blacklist, but not today, says Ken. Not today.
Man, that instinct Eterna almost just perhaps 0.ish seconds shy. But now Falcon with the siege, with this gold lead, they are in a good position to end the game.
It's not looking good. 9,000 already. He's trying to use that Dawning Light to clear the waves here, Leo.
Oh.
Might be the final stand for Blacklist.
Look at that. See, 4 members of Falcon didn't even cross the threshold. But here we go. Starting off with the Mystic Field. Edward kiting and peeling for his squad. A few gets caught again in another Mystic Field. I love how Xavier has so much lower. Going down, but now, Dawning Light, forcing an early ult from Zipex. Very low members in the back line. Now Wise pops the Poisats. Another Mystic Field catches 2. Ken here regenerating in that small bush. Top lane inhibitor already down. Mid lane, they need to protect this. We can't afford any more permanent damage, says Blacklist. And they don't eventually get that for bottom as well.
2 towers are going to go down there. 2 inhibitor turrets at that. And that leaves Blacklist kind of up in the open here for Falcon. But that was a really good defense. And we could see that the damage from Oheb is starting to shine. Haji also, 12 minutes in, he was able to secure that lightning truncheon. And perhaps that's why the magic damage was already starting to be felt by Falcon.
Gani, that was the first purple buff that Wise got in a while.
Finally. And mind you, Divine Glaive has been built by Justin as well. Take a look at the player's goal here. All 5 members are from Falcon, top 5. And of course, Oheb is just behind Naomi. that speaks a lot.
Yep. Oh, look at Zipex with a trademark Ruby DD play. That's his teammate. They eventually convert into a mid lane
My
inhibitor,
goodness.
but they take down Edward along the way. That's 5 members of Falcon knocking down the base of Blacklist 4v5. I wonder, can they do it? Mystic Field setup. They're focusing on clearing the waves.
Oh, Naomi?
There's a huge one up top. Naomi with 1 HP gets away. These siege minions, man, they're so chunky. But Blacklist still in this.
Oh, the more along this game progresses, who is it gonna favor here, Gani? Is it Blacklist with the carry to be able to go into that late game, or can Falcon actually close this out? Because every time they go in for that engage, it doesn't seem like it's happening. And look at that final item for Oheb here.
We mentioned earlier that Xavier and as well as Carry, sure, very fast clearing Lord, fast clearing heroes, but Falcon can also close out the game if and only if, because the base is just too exposed right now. So
Yep.
I guess they need to capitalize on that managing the waves. And now with the Lord up 15 minutes in, Blacklist, they gotta gamble it. They gotta try and steal this Lord. If not, looks like they are still confident enough.
Dotting light is up.
No, just as much as that flicker in Lunok's play was Ruby DD signature. Defending this way is also Blacklist's
Philosophy.
just modus. Yeah, no, they've been doing this for years now. So I'm guessing there is still that savior backup plan. And so far we've seen that there are signs of life.
There are really signs of life here at Third Night. Now, the mid lane is going to be where the Lord is going to be marching. Falcon. Let's see the off.
Oh no, I want to see the items first, but they pull in Wise.
Oh, no.
He's very low, and he still survives an early puissance. Edward this time. It's Naomi on him. The execute doesn't finish him off. Naomi got to burn, and Haji shuts him down. That's quite a bit of gold in the pocket of Blacklist, but now they have a Lord, a Luminous Lord marching in. A cult altar popped in. Oheb goes down.
base.
Haji goes down. So does Wise. It's over. The Falcon has landed. I repeat, the Falcon has landed. Victory for the Burmese.
Wow, what a crazy play there at the last moment where Lunox flickered in and used their ultimate, and that was it. That was it for Blacklist. Look at the passion on stage right now. Congratulations, Falcon Esports from Myanmar, as you have taken that upper bracket spot away from Blacklist. And this means that we're in a 3-way tie.
We'll have to see, right? Yeah, right. We have to see. We have to count 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. But man, congratulations. What a performance by Falcon. Blacklist International just flabbergasted, I feel like. They aren't able to find the lead early. They were quite behind. And it's just down to the very last second where Falcon was just dominating in a bit. Yeah, sure. Glimpses of mistakes were made. But just in general, it was Falcon Esports taking control, knowing what they need to do, and it's just a clean, sharp game from the Dark Horse of M4.